Lucion. Do you want to fucking talk about it? Why are you talking about me for?
Never mind.
And never mind nothing. You have no fucking point. I've been up for 8 months and I got re-blessed by Lucion and Rubino. So what the fuck is your point? They've been Severano. They were Severano 2 fucking weeks ago. They don't need to vote, nigga. It's fucking simple.
Okay, but the point is you're causing a
What's the
problem.
point? I'm waiting for it because the point was me last time. But that
Okay, well, I don't know where Clips was going with that, but I'll tell you the point that Clips was trying to make originally was that if you're going to cause a problem with Gigante, and although we all don't agree with Gigante changing their fucking names from Servano back to Gigante, the whole point is people are going to have the same problem with Vetrano, and you are giving a pass for Vetrano on bias, but not Gigante.
Shut down.
I mean, we can argue.
They're different scenarios. They're different scenarios. You are comparing two different scenarios. You're comparing two different scenarios.
Disagree.
A lot of
we can sit here all day.
Makes it any fucking better, so I gotta sit here and listen to Ralphie bitch for the next 25 minutes.
Alright, leave,
doesn't need a
pussy.
fucking
Everyone calm down.
Leave,
Everyone
pussy.
calm down.
You wasn't even blessed anyways.
Suck my fucking
You
dick.
Chill. Yo, fucking chill.
Everyone calm down.
I'm done.
I don't need to hear sucking dicks.
It's okay.
I was just saying.
We will bring. I understand this is a very touchy topic. I'll bring this up at the end of the meeting. Galante, Madrazo, Barzini can sit out for this meeting on their vote.
You can take me
And
off
at
the
the
voting list so I
end,
can hear him bitch.
at the end of the meeting, we'll take a vote as to whether or not they can retain their blessing. Since it's that big of a deal.
How about we do it? How about we do it
It's
right
not
now?
a
Or
big
we
of
can
a
do it
deal.
now.
If
Galante
one family
was
can
never
vote,
blessed
if one
by
family can vote,
anybody.
we can the
Get
others.
that out of the way.
Can I say something first, bro? Y'all just been talking about my family and not let me say shit.
I mean,
Shut
you
the fuck up for a second.
you
Go ahead.
spoke. What are you talking about? You had the
Ralphie. It
forum.
was Ralphie. No, listen.
No,
listen.
but you had the forum to
Y'all,
speak.
no, okay. You've been talking the whole time, Rocco. Shut your bitch ass up. Real
Yo,
talk.
listen, don't come in here with that disrespect shit. If you're gonna do that, just
You've been
get out of here,
disrespecting
dude.
the whole thing. You've been disrespecting. The
No,
whole
I
thing,
haven't
bro.
tossed any insults.
Please, guys.
You're
Please,
just-
please,
yeah, okay.
Please,
Guys,
please,
relax.
please,
Alright, bro.
please
Okay,
relax.
so
It's
anyway,
okay. We're all professional.
It's a different
We're all
different
here.
circumstance.
Be
Okay, can I
professional.
talk? We're professional, but basically the fact is it's a different scenario compared to the other two families or whatever. We got framed for no reason. We did not shut down. We were still here, and we got framed because Servato was mad that we were fucking actually not biased, and they had their whole entire commission and their whole entire fucking ceasefire list, like working with 5FAM, voting on shit that they voted for, and they all booted. They were hypocrites, and we tried calling them out on it, and they fucking blacklisted us because we were the biggest family in the community. Listen, bro, we were the biggest
Yeah,
family in the
please.
community, and we were actually making this shit kind of fun again.
Who's
And they got
even
mad
talking
about
right
it
now?
because
It's
we had a
gotta
big
be-
influence, and we were kind of like telling people what was happening.
Whoever that
And they fucking got mad, and they had the whole community blacklisted because everybody hated us. If we had a
Yo,
fucking vote
who's
right now
speaking
about
right now?
blacklisting like Diarco because of something, I guarantee you half of y'all would vote yes just because you don't like Sicario. Because everyone here is biased as fuck. It's honestly sad, bro.
Can someone?
I mean, you
I'm just saying
can
in general.
say that.
I can
You're
say the same
generalizing.
thing
You're
about
saying
Gigante.
everybody. You're
I mean,
saying
I'm just saying-
everybody.
I'm not generalizing.
is biased.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying majority
You
of people
just
would.
said that.
I said majority of the. You can okay. You can
You
replay
said
the recording again.
everyone.
Stop.
Okay,
You said everyone.
No, you said.
I did not say that. I said
Please,
I
for
said
the sake of the
bro.
meeting,
Not wrong.
please.
Rob's not wrong where he's coming
For the
from.
sake of the fact that it's
That's,
8
I'm not. I
p.m.,
didn't mean it like
pretty much
literally.
nowhere,
Hold on, bro.
please
Let me
just
cut clips. Can you?
Y'all gonna
Can you
keep talking over each
let me
other or
just
what?
ask
What the
Rob a
fuck's
Clips, can
going
I
on?
finish talking, please? All right. Anyway,
Yes.
so
Unsophisticated.
basically, I mean, I wasn't saying it. I was saying it like fucking basically like overall. Most of the people, if you don't like a family, you're gonna
Stop,
vote against
please.
them. It's a fact. I mean, everybody does it. I've seen it from almost everyone in this entire lobby. All right.
I mean, if
So,
I
I mean,
can
I'm just
retort on
okay.
that note.
Okay, Rocco. All right, go ahead.
Please
Talk.
don't interrupt him. He has the floor.
Yeah, but I mean, you can go ahead and talk, Rocco. I don't really care anymore.
I just want to retort on that note. The example that you brought up is nobody, like everybody would vote against Sicario because we don't like them. But that's exactly
I
why
was just using that as an
5FAM was.
example.
No, but that's why 5FAM was put in place, right? Like, I don't think it's a mystery Gigante and Vetrano don't get along, but I think you guys should be able to vote. I thought Venerio should have been on 5FAM. I don't get along with you guys. I don't like you.
Well, I wasn't saying that. I was saying more of like people look out for. No, I'm not even saying Gigante and Vetrano. I'm just saying in general. If you get like a commission together at a 5FAM, or like any sort of coalition that works together, it's not going to work for the community. Because obviously what happened last time, Servato got cool with everybody up in that bitch. Gigante's cool with everybody up in that bitch. Retorno's cool with fucking Grotti and you. Well, bro, we got your guys' ceasefire list. Like,
ceasefires are allowed. I admit it, and don't. But
no, you had an alliance. You had an alliance. Don't lie. You had an alliance, and we have all the proof. Stop denying that shit. Still to this day. No, I'm not swallowing my mic. I have all the proof. You had an alliance, and you lied about it. You lied about being
It
alliance.
doesn't help
the fact that Brad goes around in parties and he claims that y'all are a joint commission, aka Violento and Renato are a joint commission. You still told me that 3 times.
Right now.
That's I have it on voice recording. Do you want to hear it?
That's not the topic right now. Please don't get off topic. We can hear
Wait,
that.
hold on. Yo, we need. Yo, hold on. I honestly think before we
hear that when it
no.
comes
I can hear it. I had it. I Luciano. Before has it on recording. We had him drunk and he was talking about y'all's commission.
Let me talk.
Alright, please stop.
I think before we start this meeting, I think we should vote about this whole 5-fam situation, because a 5 family should be the ones hosting the meeting, and there was 2 corrupt families inside of the 5 families. Scally was the only 5 family. Hold on, no. We need to talk about that right now, because
Clips is hosting the meeting. You don't get to control the pace of the
And it's part of 5 fams, which is corrupt at the moment.
I mean, that's the point of view.
Corrupt official. That's not a point of view. It's the fact. You lied about being alliance. That is not a point of view. It is facts. We have all the proof. Regardless,
please stop. Please stop.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, I'm just saying, it's just Gigante that's not letting us talk about what we want to talk about. So if y'all keep like not letting us talk about what we want to talk about, this meeting's gonna be adjourned because I'm gonna start squealing down the fucking mic, my nigga. You need to chill out. Corruption. You're proving us how corrupt you guys are.
Before we start, who here voted?
Yo, family, y'all hear this? Yo, the niggas in this meeting, y'all hear this shit, right? They're not letting us speak about what we want to talk about. They're hosting this meeting. They don't want to be guided. They want to have their own fucking
Clips.
Kind of sad.
Clips. Listen to me very, very fucking clearly. If these people would like to scream in their mics and claim that it is biased and they don't want to, they're not being allowed to speak.
Y'all screaming
it's very, 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 very. The fact that y'all are not letting us speak on the fucking mic on y'all's alliances. You're about to get what you want. You're literally about to get what you want. If you could just stay quiet for a second, please.
Okay.
If they would like to open the can of worms, because we know that that's why they're here and they've prepared lots of stuff. If everybody in this meeting would like to get to that point, and I'm sorry for throwing off the whole thing, Clips, but I can't deal. I'm not dealing with people screaming in my ear. So if you want to just
community.
All right, can I start?
No, not yet. Wait a minute.
I can wait. Go ahead, Rocco.
So Clips, I don't know what you had slated in front of that. If you want to move that issue to the forefront, and I don't know if they're speaking about the Retorno booting or if they're going to be speaking about the Gigante Retorno or the Retorno Grotti. If they want to talk about it, that's perfectly fine. I believe we've all seen the video, and we can all watch it at the same time if you really want to have some fun with it.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. I don't want
Clips. At the end of the day,
it's sad.
Clips, at the end of the day, you're host of this meeting. Just saying that Brad was host of the last meeting. You control the pace of this. So it's up to you. But
I thought it's always been.
Fuck you. Let's get into it now. I don't care.
Can I say something? Can I start it off, Rob? Yeah, go ahead, Envious. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let Envious talk.
No, it's Clips, actually.
Real quick, I just don't want any interruptions.
No. Envious is gonna talk. I'm gonna talk.
I'm not gonna yell for each other. We're gonna start getting below the tags.
Rocco, let him talk. You just talk, Rocco. Let Envious talk.
So there's a lot of
y'all need to kick people off tags in the DONS meeting. That's professional.
Please stop interrupting each other. I'm gonna let Envious talk, and then we're gonna switch the subject.
And here we go. Can Envious just talk, please?
Yes, Clips said so. Yes.
Alright, thank you.
Christ.
Alright, so real quick, I just want to bring up some points, and I just want to kind of open people's eyes. I'm not really trying to attack anybody directly and fucking bash anybody. It's just for the community, because it's an issue that I see, it's an issue that a lot of people see, and it's an issue that can't be happening if we want 5FAMs to work. We have to lead by example. Do you guys want 5FAMs to still be a thing? Yes or no? It's a question. Yes or no? For a majority.
Yes.
No, don't answer the question. Don't stop me. I'm talking. Just answer. It's just a quick answer for the majority.
Okay.
Do you guys as a community want 5 fams to be a thing?
No.
Do you wish it to continue to be a thing?
Can y'all?
No.
Can everyone vote, please? Just, I want
Gigante votes no.
Everyone else, keep going, please.
Like I said,
Diarco, Lucas, Gigante, Grotti. Anybody else want to
I
talk?
can't fucking vote.
Yarkas are they're not even in the game. They suck.
Well,
Gigante votes a Newton.
I'm gonna list off the blessed families that are on my list right now. Okay, so it's
Thank you,
Deuce,
Grotti.
Bro, why are you just doing that? That's just
Genevieve,
Let 'em list off the blessed
Gigante,
families,
Grotti, Lucania, Lucione, Retorno, Rubino, Scali, Venerio, Vetrano, and Galante. Alright?
Galante's not on the
list.
Okay, bro.
Hey,
Hey, we just got off topic.
on the list.
Okay.
He's been around
So
since
can we talk
2013,
about the
longer
5
than
families,
anybody
please?
else in the
Like
fucking
MB's
thing.
just asked.
Okay,
but
here's
there's no
what
do you
point
do?
in
Just
doing
sit
that.
there
There's no
You
point in
guys
doing
please
that.
be quiet because I want to try to run this meeting with no bias and respect for everyone.
All
here.
right,
It's
so
very hard to
like
do that
MB's
when
asked
people are
before,
talking-
MB's, can you ask the question again,
talking
please?
over.
So real quick too, anybody that can vote, do you don't forget about who's in it or who would be in it or anything. Just think of the 5 fam system as a whole. Do
Okay,
you
so let's
guys
go down the
wish
list of
it
families.
to remain implemented?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, just ask them ask questions. Go down.
No, I'm just asking the question so that they know the question, and then now whoever has the list
okay.
can go ahead and start asking yes or no. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I think the first one on the list.
That'd be Grotti or Eclipse.
I'll list it off
I'm
again.
not recording
Just give
this
me a
vote
second.
because there's an agenda for this meeting, and I would have gladly
I think we
opened that as
got
a
it.
topic at the
Everybody
end of the
except
meeting.
fucking.
God damn, can we
Why
stop
do you
talking over
need
each other for a
Galante?
few fucking minutes? Christ.
So who's
Alright.
gonna? So can you? ask
Grotti, if you
yes,
could
yes or
read
no?
down the names, please.
Okay, again, so I'm just gonna
What are
say
these names?
Deuce.
What are these names?
A family's
These
like
are
Deuce,
blessed
what's your vote?
families.
Wait, what?
No.
Tell me what ones I'm looking.
Blessed
The blessed
families.
families that can vote.
So,
The
the top of
blessed
the list
families
right
that
now
can
is Deuce.
Deuce, what's your vote?
Yeah, I can hear it. You were lagging like a mofo. Just hit me up on Discord what your vote is. I'll screenshot and put it in the non-chat.
Said no.
You said no?
Deuce
No
said
5
no.
fam? Okay.
Genevieve is not here. Gigante.
Nah, new 5 fam.
So Mort Deuce said no. Okay, I got a text
Did you
message.
say new 5 fam?
Grotti?
So you're saying
Wait,
wait,
hold
hold
on.
on. Before we
So
start
that
voting
means
on
that,
this,
yes,
we need to be more
because we're
clear
voting
about
to
what
have a
Envious
5
said.
fam
He said you guys
structure
want
in
no
general,
5 fam, or
so
do you guys want to get new families
your
in
vote,
place?
yes.
That's what he kind of asked. I don't know if you
I
guys heard
vote.
him or not.
Okay, so
New families.
I will specify then. I think the best course of action is to have a all-new 5 fam vote. I don't think the one works. I don't think it worked from the beginning. I think the first meeting we had was fucking abysmal, and it's only gotten worse. So, although some of you are rather surprised because I know some of you thought Gigante was going to ride it out, no, new 5 fam, because I disagree with fundamentally almost everything.
New 5 fam, yeah. I think it should be Vetrano, Gigante, Lucione, Venerio, and Luke.
Hold
or
on, why-
somebody.
why we
We'll
breaking
talk about that later.
We don't need to talk about that.
We'll talk. We can talk
Are you
about.
serious?
Honestly, listen. It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no vote. Very simple enough. Around. I don't mind went on. I'm being a hypocrite. So I'll move on to whoever the next family is. Gigante's vote is no. I'll just leave it at that.
So no new 5 fam, or do you want a 5
No,
fam?
I don't like the. I'll put it this. I do not like the system in place. So whatever that vote is.
Here, let me ask the question one more time because I think it's kind of getting twisted. I was just saying, should the 5 fam remain a thing?
system.
So
So,
either
like,
5
remain a
fam or no
system.
5 fam as a
Yeah.
whole,
So-
not new 5 fam. I'm just saying 5 fam or no 5 fam.
Exists or
As in. Okay, if
The
this 5
system
fam
as a
got
whole.
wiped out.
The system as a whole.
If
The
5
system as a
fam should
whole. Should we
exist
have it?
or
Well,
or not?
I don't really think that's a vote that we can make because you would need to have another system to immediately replace it. Hence why I proposed
wait,
a
what
new
about the-
5
what
We
fam.
have
about
the
the
turf
turf
overseers
overseers?
already.
What
We
about the
already
turf
had that in
overseers?
place.
Yeah. So what does the 5 fam
That's
even do?
what I'm saying.
Can-
It's
can
not
you
really
please
that hard to
describe
answer
it?
the question. Whoever can
Okay,
vote. Do you want 5
5
fams to be a thing? Yes or
5
no?
fam is to deal
No.
with blessings and such as keeping meetings
Okay,
organized.
well,
Yeah.
then I
Anybody
just heard
can-
someone
I
say
don't think
no.
that's-
I think
I
that
think
was
that's very
Deuce.
fair. I don't think that's very fair for anyone to just say that no one can host a DONS meeting. Because I mean, like, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's stick to the question so we can get this quick. Let's not kill any time. Come on. The question is, should 5fam remain a thing? That's it. That's the question. Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Deuce had said no as well. Who's next on the list? Whoever has
1
it.
second,
So
I'm
we can
going back
continue.
to it. I was responding to DMs on Discord. So the next person on the list
you're
is
good.
me, which is my vote is yes. And then
Okay.
Lucania is next.
I say no.
No, okay. So then we're at Luchiang.
No.
No, okay, I heard that. Retorno. Now Brad is in my chat, but it's gonna be stream delay, so I don't know where. I don't know if there's a Retorno rep, but Brad, cast your vote in my.
Brad Z?
Yeah,
That's FTP Retorno.
Are you dumb?
Yeah, he's
Yo, let me
Brad
call
is
him.
also in my chat. He's in my stream chat.
So whatever, just do Brad's vote at the end if there's gonna be a string delay.
votes no. Retorno votes no.
Retorno votes no. Okay. Rubino.
Yes.
Scally.
I don't think Scally's there.
G.
Didn't say anything this whole time.
Yo, hustle.
Okay, so G is not there at the moment. Venerio.
No.
Vetrano.
No.
Galante.
No.
No.
Okay. 1 second.
No Barzini?
Kalori?
I was blessed.
Before, hold on, before.
Wait, hold on. Did Barzini get a vote?
We not get a vote?
No, Barzini's not voting right now.
Okay, I was gonna say, I thought I heard the name, my bad.
Wait, so I have a question. Before we move on to another topic presented by Clips, I think we need to talk about the turf overseers as well, because last night, bro, like, I mean, the thing about it is we need to have families that are in the turf overseers that do not like each other in it, because it's for Torno, Grotti, and Savelli. Savelli hates
Damn,
us.
did everybody vote?
Grotti
We
hates
already
us.
talking about changing the
Torno
subject.
hates us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
On that note though, it like
Didn't everyone already vote?
yes, everybody voted, but you're just
Lucas didn't get a vote.
Hold on.
Excuse me.
Oh,
one
Lucas
minute,
did-
please.
oh, okay,
Just
excuse
for
me.
1 minute, please.
excuse me.
Go
Maybe
ahead.
we did miss people. I apologize.
I missed a lot of people.
You're envious of me.
Vito,
Yes, sir.
I think
is
it's
it
not
my
really
understanding
the
that
fact
after
they
this
hate us.
meeting,
Oh,
5
that
family will
sniper
be
one.
dissolved?
Yeah, the point though, from the
like
way
that
this
sniper.
vote's going, it doesn't really look like
Okay,
it.
okay, hold on.
Everybody else
Can
says
I
no.
speak?
Oh, 1 second. Vito?
There is 7 no's. I'm counting it right now. 1. Scally did not vote, so there's 2 yeses and 7 no's.
Okay, so after this meeting, 5 family
So
will
I
be
just have a
dissolved.
question real quick.
Dissolved.
So who
Go
will
ahead,
control
speak.
exposures? Who, like, you guys...
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I was trying to say. We needed to have
I'm
another
voting
system
no,
in
so
place,
y'all
and you
can y'all
guys.
skip over me in this section.
Give that to turf overseas, because
That's how that
technically they're
works.
looking after the turf force, and they would...
Listen, that's what I was trying to say to you guys, was we needed to find a system that was in place, and you guys wanted to get the vote underway and not think things thoroughly, which was a problem, even by at the first meeting. So I don't really know what you guys want to do about that, but it seems like your votes are in, and now we have a fucked up system that's even worse. So...
No, we don't. We have turf
We
overseers. We already have turf overseers, and we have
Please stop talking over each other.
Don Scally is
Stop
back.
talking
Yo,
over each
Scally's
other.
back.
Scally is
Scally's back. Let Scally talk.
Let Don
Let
Scally
Scally
Let me
talk.
tell you something real quick. Real quick though, I done been around for a good 8 months now, so I done been able to watch this system and how it goes. So what I just want to understand is, how is it that you get a 5 family that handles both, we vote that it's not a good system, then we bring it back in a split formation, but then we're going to take away 5 family and now move everything over to turf overseers, which used to be called 5 family. Like, what are we doing?
Can I say something real quick? Don Scally, you were part of the reason why the first 5fam failed, because you were involved with Servato and all the scummy shit they were doing. You weren't supposed to be in the second 5fam, but there was nobody else in the community that could have been part of it, so they ended up bringing you in. The proof is on the Vetrano video. And you know what I'm talking about.
I know. Can I say something, though? Let me speak now. You want to sit here and convict me. Now, let's remember that whole video, let's rewind back. That video that was all about Servato was a 3-minute video that was mostly on Servato. There's one little screenshot that shows me talking to B, and all I say is, you better watch out. From that, you guys turned it into, I wanted to shoot Lucani out. How come you didn't, if that was the conversation, why didn't you guys show more of my conversation?
I'm not talking about shooting me out. I'm talking about you knowing about the booting. I'm talking about you knowing about the booting and doxing and doing nothing about it. Yeah, it's in the screenshots. It's in the video. You want to go back on it? It's in the screenshots, in the video, bro. You knew about it and did nothing as a family member.
Hold on.
Scally talk. Holy fuck. Yeah, please, God.
God damn. At the end of the day, I know you want to sit here and push all these buttons and point at me. At the end of the day, the strongest evidence that was decided as a community, we decided the strongest evidence against booters was having to have people saying that they boot. The only person that we had that type of evidence on was Kalor, because people was talking about his mother, so he was obviously saying in chat and nobody wanted to do anything. And then Don Venerio presented the evidence on Vetrano. There was no fucking witch hunt going looking for Vetrano until he brought that to us. Let's keep that clear now. Let's keep that absolutely clear. If we're going to keep it 100, let's keep it 100. And when it happened that he was blacklisted, it wasn't a 5-family thing. It was brought in front of a community vote of 18 people. So let's not make it seem like Don Scally or fucking somebody was witch hunting anybody. Let's keep this shit 100 now.
Alright, can we be real with each
That's not what he was talking about. He was talking about the fact that you were cool with Servato and y'all both in 5 families knew the fact that they were booting and shit. And it's all
I know
they were booting and doxing and you did nothing about it. That's what I'm talking about. You're supposed to lead by example and you never said anything about it. You chose to remain silent and let them do it.
Can I ask this question? How did Don Scally know that what Servato was doing in their own hierarchy?
Because he would sit in the parties and they was all know about it.
Okay, so they were
cool as fuck together. He knew about all the
just because of
family. Well, then if that's the case, then you knew about Vetrano then. Then you knew about Vetrano.
What did Vetrano do? They were framed. What did Vetrano do? You stupid ass nigga. Day one when that nigga I left 5 fans voluntarily. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? I left voluntarily because of what you were doing. Because of what you were doing.
After
what do you mean? After it fell? Are you stupid? Oh my god, you're dumb as fuck. I left after all the exposures.
Why is Clips just mumbling down his mic? Yeah, why is Clips just mumbling down his mic? Stop talking over each other. You stop talking. Shut the fuck up.
Clips is supposed to be hosting the meeting. What part of that do you guys not understand?
He's not a 5 family anymore. He's not a 5 family anymore.
It doesn't matter.
It's my meeting. That's my meeting. Deal with it.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Everyone
is hosting this meeting. Clips is literally just here to make sure that we keep things fair, keep things in a timely order. You can think what you think about Clips. You can think what you want about Gigante. But regardless,
goddamn. Just calm down. Jesus.
Great about your messages. Listen, at the end of the day, we're supposed to be moving on to the next subject. Scally is defending themselves, which is their right, because if you want to attack them, they have a right to retort. So your job,
I'm trying to make everything back. Let's just talk.
Your job to sit there with your mouth shut the same way that they did.
And you sit down with your mouth shut.
When you
shut up. Let him finish talking.
All we heard was Clips. And yes, we did, Matt. Frank, yes, was here. And I will address that.
Bro, please get back to
all we heard was Clips mumbling under his breath.
Okay, that's good. Clips.
Can we just talk? Can we just talk?
Please let.
We get it, Rocco. We get it.
Let Scally defend themselves. We get it. That's all I'm saying.
We're done.
He already did. It's over.
No, he wasn't finished. He wasn't finished.
About me exposing Vetrano and shit, and it wasn't even the thing that it wasn't.
But that's the point of view.
That he was even saying. That wasn't even my point. My point was he knew about the booting and doxing and didn't do anything. He helped them fucking remain quiet and not get caught until they got caught.
I didn't help them do anything.
So you said be careful. You said be careful. You said be careful or not. Don't do that. Why are y'all doing that? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? You said be careful. What the fuck does that show?
Be careful that he wanted to shoot
No,
Dunn or
be
boss
careful with that
Lupani.
bullshit. Don't get caught. Come on, I already proved you. I already proved you wrong. You knew. You knew. It's in the fucking screenshot. You say so. You mentioned it yourself.
You knew. Then you knew Vitrano knew. Then you knew what Vitrano was doing.
How does that even?
Vitrano was framed.
Yeah, they were framed.
What the fuck are you
Vitrano
talking
was
about?
framed, but I have a video recording of them both admitting
So Ralphie
last
framed
night
you? Is that what he was saying?
And
Guys,
Torno, but okay.
Can I talk for a moment, please?
What did I say that I was? What did I say last night that I said I was booting? What are you talking about? I was probably joking.
Can I talk for a moment, please?
Man.
Yeah,
Alright, well, you better let Clips know since he don't know what he's talking about, Rocco.
Can I talk
I ain't
for a
gonna
minute,
sit here and
please?
play this shit.
Yes, you can talk for a minute, Clips. You've been mumbling under your
I
mouth for
gave
20 minutes. You can do
notice.
it. Go ahead.
I gave notice of this meeting a week ago. People direct messaged me topics that they want brought up in this meeting. I would like to go on and bring up those topics. And after those topics are talked about, topics that better or worse in the community, after they're talked about and voted on, then we go into an open forum and y'all can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Is that
Okay,
good with everyone?
but before we do that, we just dismantled the 5 families. So I think we should try and figure out a way to put in a system that works for everyone and makes everyone happy. Does that make sense? Or am I just because I mean, like, I feel like we're just gonna gloss over and keep Retorno and then in the fucking turf overseas.
If we try to bring up any of the topics you have at the moment, Clips, then it's just going to be a hot wash because we don't have a system right now because it was just voted no. You understand?
But
So what we need to do is we need to vote on something. We need to vote. Listen, we need to vote on a system that works. Who's the top 3 commissions right now? List Desicosa,
Why don't we do
Vincer, Renato, and whatever the fuck that Violento thing is, whatever.
council?
So we need to we need to have a head of all those commissions because they all have beef. Does that not make sense to anyone, bro? Like we all sit down.
If the commission
Gentlemen.
were
Yes, no, that's what I'm saying. We can the top family commissions or whoever the family is in that commission, they get together and they talk and they vote because we all have beef with each other. You guys have fucking Retorno, Grotti, all these people that are together and they're all friends. That's stupid. That's not gonna work for anybody. So what we need to do is we need to build something that we can vote on the turf wars, we can vote on the blessings, we can vote on everything like that, etc. Because when we have people that just sit there and just try and expose people for retarded shit all the time, it makes no sense.
Hold on. You're saying we need people who all disagree with each other.
Don't leave.
But we're sitting in this DONS meeting and we'll all disagree with each other and we're yelling at the top of our lungs at each other. How does that make sense?
No, that's what me and Servato did. Me and Servato and them. Me and Servato. No, me and. Can I finish, bro? I'm saying. Yeah.
He means
I'm saying, no, I'm saying, yeah.
I've been here in the lobby, I'm gonna blast him. Same with them. If I see Ronaldo, I'm gonna shoot him. It's a common enemy.
And but it's the same thing. So like what he's trying to say, if I see Luke and Nia in the game, I'm not gonna go blast them because I'm cool with them, and I'm gonna have the same ideas that they do because we're friends. So we have people. I'm not even saying like that because I mean like come on now, bro. Retorno and Gigante and Grotti and all y'all. I mean, you guys all have the same point of views of things because you guys are like together as friends. You guys wouldn't get along if you didn't have the same. But I'm just saying, you guys wouldn't have the same opinion. Okay, Grotti, shut the fuck up, Six Flags.
On that, yo, listen, for real, why you gotta do that? But that's fine.
You
don't gotta do that, dude. You don't gotta do that.
Alright, little guy, calm down. I'm trying to talk and you keep on interrupting me.
Okay, Mr. Can't stay in the community for more than 3 months because he has to shut down because he can't keep members.
Okay, yeah, okay, Mr. Little Guy. Streaks B2, bro. I want to see that Streaks B3.
B3? I got you.
I hear liars in B3.
Can we listen? Can you just let Clips
figure this out civilly?
I think Little Guy just got mad.
Shut up, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's all pointless.
It's not the
We
time.
all relax, guys, and be, properly.
Just relax.
Let Clips
There's
talk,
29
bro. Clips
people
take
in this
control.
lobby.
Relax.
There's
That's what I'm
29
saying.
people in this lobby. There's now
Yes,
there's a way to go about this where we don't have to all be screaming on the mic and everyone gets a chance to voice their own opinion. Okay? That's why it was done in game chat, so that everyone in the community gets a chance to voice their own opinion, not just the family.
I know, Clips. I'm just saying, bro, you said this like 30 times now, bro, and we just need to. I literally was just trying to say that we need to figure out a system
and I
right now.
understand that.
But then as soon as I started talking, everyone started freaking out because, like I said before, everyone hates Vitrano, so they're gonna try and talk shit. I was literally saying things, and people were agreeing on it. I was just using an example on why we shouldn't have people that are cool with each other be in the same panel, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Okay,
does that make sense?
Okay, Spades, say something.
No, whatever. It's gonna be repetitive. Just go.
Okay. Okay. Here's what we can do. We can speak about this now, or we can speak about it at the end of the meeting, or we can table it to the next meeting. We can operate without 5 family for 1 week. I think that's possible. It was done for how many months? And we can all go back to our commissions, go back to our hierarchies, and discuss it and figure out ideas and play them out.
Don't you think we should try to talk about the turf overseers now? Because we have turf wars. I've seen 6 different turf wars that were in the chat that are going to happen. And we have Retorno that boots offline, and we have Grotti that are cool with Retorno and turf overseers. That's kind of pointless, don't you think?
What I would like to do, honestly, is I would like to discuss the topics that people sent me that affect the community as a whole. I would like to discuss those civilly, and then worry about all this beefy shit at the end of the meeting. Let's just get through a meeting with
I need everyone to listen. Everyone, listen. Just let Clips talk. Alright, go and then let Clips talk, bro. Because I'm trying to get this shit over with.
One of the problems and why we're in this situation at the moment, right now, whenever the 5-fam system was created, Gigante didn't want to have anything to do with it. Then, whenever it fell through, and Vitrano was gone, and Vitrano had taken over, they came back. Everybody has to be a part and involved with everything.
But I just on that note, what? On that note, and I understand what you're saying. I think it just comes down to a lot of people don't want to be involved in Gigante's defense. Why we didn't want to be involved in this one or the last one is because it always comes down to this, right? Something happens, somebody calls bias, you can call Servato Vitrano situation bias, you can call this Retorno Gigante situation bias. Regardless, it's always something new, right? It's always a new problem with somebody, and then we reset every 3 to 6 months, and it's just become absolutely redundant and absolutely boring. And at the end of the day, either we find a system that works, and I was hoping it would be this one, but this seems to have been.
Can I say something? Don't blame this.
Okay, that's
with the
fine.
system.
Listen. Let me talk, because I haven't talked the whole meeting, and it's just bullshit over bullshit. Listen, Rocco, you shouldn't be allies with Retorno. You knew that.
What's an allies with
that in this place? Oh my God! You're gonna sit here and deny. I don't care. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Okay, then explain it, Gigante. Then explain it.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, we'll explain the alliance from the group that we got.
Let me finish before he talks, because he's just gonna talk and just bullshit.
Go ahead.
Listen, it wasn't the system. It was you guys. It was the families that were involved in it. I'm not gonna say Scully was corrupt, because Scully was not cool with anyone in there, from what I heard. At least allies. Okay, but you knew you shouldn't be allies with Retorno, and on top of that, I said no ceasefires. Okay, and then it got switched around, and it said, oh yeah, ceasefires are allowed. So all that bullshit.
That was a community vote. That wasn't 5-fam.
Yeah, let's give yourself tags, man.
Okay, so to retort, you guys made a whole video about it, and I knew this would be brought up in the meeting. Brad wanted to speak about it, but he's not going to be here. Whatever. We'll back up to before 5-fam was made. I don't think it's a mystery that Gigante didn't want anything to do with it. The decision was made literally the day before 5-fam became a thing, that we were going to try it and just try it out and see how it would go. Dip your toe in the pool, so to say. And we had a ceasefire at that time with Grotti and Retorno that pre-existed 5-fam. And that's not something we've hit, and we've had a ceasefire with Retorno and Grotti.
I know that. I know that.
But the dope thing about them is we don't see eye to eye, and you can go back because we keep records of all the votes. There has been no collusion as far as votes have gone at all with Grotti. In fact, the last meeting, me and Retorno were yelling at each other because I didn't agree with how Brad was doing things, and it was just, we don't get along. There are some talks with Retorno, and I will address this with everybody in this meeting because I've said it in the DONS chat, but I know lots of you don't see that. there was lots of talks with Brad about an alliance. The deal was, Brad was going to step down from from 5fam. We were going to do it. It didn't end up going through. We didn't end up allying because Brad valued his 5fam position over the alliance. Now, I spoke to Brad, and we just had a 5fam meeting right before this meeting took place. And Brad agreed that if you guys were going to keep causing a problem about it, and it was something that you viewed, that we still have an alliance, and I mean, sure, keep the thing we do, that's fine. That we were just going to
do.
But precisely, it really doesn't correlate. But I understand their point of views because they don't want to have bias, and that's completely fine. And I respect that. I see why Gigante in hot water with it. I won't dispute that. But my whole thing is, Retorno did agree right before this meeting that if this problem persisted and this turned into a long argument, Retorno was going to agree to step down. However, it seems like we've dissolved 5fam altogether. So this has been a waste of time, and there's no sense. Had we gone with the flow of the meeting that had stop, this whole situation, this whole last hour, yes, when I'm done. When this whole last hour could have been avoided, and we could have kept going with the system. Scally and Grotti were both in that party, so they could vouch for what I'm saying right now. At the end of the day, listen. There was no alliance. There were talks for an alliance. It was put in writing a little too soon because Retorno was supposed to leave 5fam, yes. But no alliance was put into place. And if it was, the deal was Retorno was going to leave 5fam, and it's very fine. So if you guys would like to dissolve 5fam over that small issue, which really doesn't correlate with any type of bias, and I understand why you see it does correlate, but like I said,
listen.
If you look back at the votes, none of our votes are even slightly similar. Gigante views things differently than 95% of the people.
Okay, I get that. Okay, but when you have allies, listen, when you have allies, bro, when you have allies, everyone's going to say it's biased. The only way to avoid getting called biased is by not having allies, or even
I agree. I completely agree.
So you put yourself in that place, not us. We didn't force you to
no. That's what I said. I said I will take credit for putting it. Yeah. Etio put it in writing in our chat, and I'm not going to sit here and pull the Brad defense. Brad is saying that it's not his Discord. I don't know about that. All I can tell you is, yes, that is a screenshot from our Discord. Etio jumped the gun because he assumed that Retorno had left 5fam. And so it was just a miscommunication, and it got deleted within 15 minutes. Clips has already said that. So this whole situation that's being blown out of proportion was a miscommunication between Retorno and Gigante, and that's fine, and that happens. And we will deal with those consequences, i.e. Retorno leaving 5fam, but like I said, you didn't give us a chance to rectify the situation. You instead chose to have this vote for the last hour and destroy the system that Grotti and Scally, I'm not going to lie and sit here and say Gigante worked hard to put it in place, because we really didn't, that Scally, Grotti, and Retorno put in place. You've completely ruined that. We've gone back 6 months to now where we have to figure out a new system, which is fine. That's what you guys want to do, and I've said it since day one. I don't care. So I'm done speaking now. I'm done speaking now.
Okay, let me ask my question.
On the table, hold on. I put it on the table. One sec. I put it on the table. It was none of those families I put it on the table. It was me, and I put it on the table, and I made it clear. Everyone saw what was supposed to be on there. There was not supposed to be no power, no ceasefires, nothing. It was, and then I picked those families, and I put them on the list because that's who I saw. Gigante wouldn't have a ceasefire with any of them. But yeah, Grotti.
What? But that's what I'm talking about, and obviously no research was done, because as I stated, Grotti and Retorno and Gigante, I don't know if Retorno's cool with Grotti, but I know that we had a pre-existing...
We were the commission!
We had a pre-existing Retorno-Grotti ceasefire, because when I was not around, Clips had made those ceasefires, because they seemed like reasonable people. So... Spade, if you're the one who put the system in place, that's kind of on your bad for not making sure that nobody has ceasefires.
No.
That's not on me. I wasn't even here.
Hold up. Don't flip it back on me, because I thought it was Clips that I was talking to, and if it was Ezio in the party too, and I made it clear, I was like, no ceasefires and no allies, and I picked these families as common enemies. There was no power.
Because they shouldn't have any type of common.
Yo, Gigante. So I'm having.
I have to. Who's talking?
Who's talking?
Roberto is.
Roberto.
Oh, Rob. Okay, go on.
Conversation.
So if I have someone send me your list right now and Retorno's on it, what are you gonna say?
I still can't hear him.
I have a ceasefire with Retorno. I said that.
Okay, I was just wondering because I was about to be like,
I have a ceasefire with Retorno and Grotti. I said that. Dude, like, it hasn't gone anywhere. That's not. But that's fine. That's fine. But I'm telling you that when we entered 5M, the criteria that was presented to Gigante was met. There was nothing about ceasefires. I would, dude. And this is no offense to Grotti or Retorno. We decided, like I said, to dip our toe in the pool and try to give this a fair chance. So did Lucione, to try to help things. And I would have dropped a ceasefire with them to help it. But there was nothing, no talk to us, to Gigante, to Rocco, about ceasefires. You may have said something to Ezio. It obviously didn't get relayed to me.
Yo, also,
and you should have went.
Yo, Rocco.
Yeah, but
Rocco,
we had a whole
yes.
meeting that,
Yes.
like, even
It's kind of
saying they would drop their ceasefires if they were to join the 5M. We had a whole meeting about it.
But there was no talks about there was no talks about ceasefires at all.
It was only talking about alliances because the problem at the time was Retorno and Grotti had an alliance.
So we talked about the same thing for 2 hours and talked about going over, and now we're back.
Listen. Yo, let Sicario speak. Let Sicario speak. The kid hasn't spoke the whole fucking time.
Alright, listen. I'm just listening to y'all niggas. Like Doc J wanted me to come in, but listen. I wanted to bring up one thing, and that's all I came to this meeting for, but I can't even bring it up because we're talking about one issue that's been talked about for this whole fucking thing that's been talked about going, like, over that, and we'll talk about it at the end of the meeting, but yet we're on the same fucking topic again. Bro.
Yeah, Sicario,
I'd like to talk about
I was about to agree with you. They're kind of just talking about senseless things right now. Yeah, I was just trying to say maybe we should...
Y'all can do whatever, bro.
Can we just
I'd just like to say one
turf?
thing, bro, and I'd like to get it voted on if this is a real meeting. It pissed me off when this shit happened. So can I get my vote across? Please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna come up. You know what, Sicario? You're absolutely right, and I'm gonna take control of this meeting.
Sicario say what he has to say real quick?
Clips, move your mic closer to your mouth if you're gonna speak to everybody, please, because you're fucking quiet.
We're going to move on to the meeting agenda. We're gonna move on
listen to clips. Just listen to clips.
Let
Listen
Sicario
to
say what
clips,
he
bro.
has
It
to
ain't
say.
that hard.
Nigga,
Sicario had to say something. Let him say it. Everybody else got
Sicario, you want to talk about what you sent me?
No, I didn't send
That'll
you
be addressed.
No, I didn't send you anything, G. I'm talking to
Alright, here's the deal. This is... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Basically, something happened in my Hero Fremo where basically what happened is we did a double job by and took,
Okay, hold on 1 second, please. That's gonna come up as a topic. I'd like to move on forward with the topics, and since this is what we've been talking about is a very large topic, we're going to talk about it at the end of the meeting, so those that don't want to be involved can leave, but some people came here because there's an agenda in place.
We've been talking about 5 for about an hour and a half, bro.
Well, it's done.
Alright, go ahead. Let's just go ahead and finish what Clips has to say, and then can we talk about maybe rotating the turf overseers because it's the same people.
Spot back, please?
You can bring that up in open forum.
Go, baby.
Okay, so to reword what Clips is saying, there is a agenda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the end of the 6, let's say there's 6 topics, there's going to be an open forum, and Clips said this at the start of the meeting. It can be 45 minutes, it can be 10 hours, where we can sit here and we can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Clips, before this meeting had started, last week made an announcement, people sent in topics. He reviewed them, he looked at them, 5fam looked at them, and we put together an agenda. Clips is saying, let's follow that, let's get through what we need to get through.
Let's just do it.
Thank you.
Let's just do it.
Clips, go ahead.
Go ahead, Clips.
So start at the top,
Okay.
please.
Topic number 1 was talked about. That was 5 family topics. 5 families now dissolved, so it doesn't matter. Topic number 2. If there's an even amount of blessed families and nobody abstains during a vote, and there's a tied vote, should non-blessed families cast their votes with the majority vote counting as a tiebreaker? So, for example, if there's 3 yeses and 3 noes, then the minority, the non-blessed families, vote. And if the majority of the vote is yes, then that's a yes, that's a tiebreaker. It's 4-3 yes.
I agree.
So we can go down. So does anyone want to bring up discussion?
I'm sorry,
minutes.
Clips, but I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all, but I didn't understand like one word that you said, bro. You're kind of like static.
Okay. So basically,
like, I kind of got it, but like not really. Like I missed half of what you said. You got to speak a little.
Was it
more
like
clear.
an information thing or like a clear?
No, you worded it really funny.
It was just like, yeah, the clarification wasn't the best, and like I can barely hear you. You're kind of like mumbling a little bit.
Okay. So say say we vote for a topic, and there's 3 yeses and 3 nos, so that it doesn't become an automatic no because there's no majority if there's an even number of blessed families. Say like Giovinco, I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, can vote. Say like Pacino and
You're already worrying that that's absolutely terrible because you've even lost me.
Rocco, can you?
I think what he's trying to say right now is,
okay, let's say there's a fucking vote right now with the blessed families, and the vote is 3-3. Yes, we follow that.
Yeah.
Then Clips would then go, okay, all the unblessed families, could you please vote? And let's say all the unblessed families is fucking 7-4 on yes. That would count as 1 vote. The unblessed families, all of them, would count as 1 vote, and so that would be 4-3 yes.
Yeah, I got that.
Correct.
Okay, that's what he's saying. Would you like to introduce that?
Yes. And
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay,
I
so
agree.
we're gonna
Rocco,
go
can
down
you?
the
Hold
line.
on, Rocco. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect Clips at all, but can you maybe?
No, I don't want anything to do with this. I don't know this.
Alright,
I'm gonna try unplugging my mic.
Yeah, no, it's fine, bro. Just try and talk a little louder because you're kind of like
Father.
whispering.
You're doing good.
What?
Alright,
He's a firefighter.
Vito, can you read out the list and I'll record the
firefighter.
Clips. He's a firefighter.
But let him talk.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
like I'm Grotti, I think he told you to.
I'm right
Grotti,
here.
I think he told you to
I
read
got
down
the list ready to go. Okay.
Is that Ralphie?
Right there.
Frank, let me get
Who is the voice changer? Stop
Mr.
that shit.
Dubois.
I can't hear Dubois at all.
Bro, I can't hear anybody. The whole lobby's
Vito,
lagging.
can you,
Yeah,
tally the vote,
the
please?
video is lagging. Anyways, okay,
He's a
so
black voice changer.
we're gonna go ahead and start off with the list. Deuce.
Hello?
Oh yes, I heard him.
Deuce
He
voted
said yes.
Yeah.
Gigante.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grotti says yes. Okay, Lucania.
They're no longer in the lobby.
He's no longer with us.
Okay,
Yeah, they left.
Lucian.
What are y'all voting on now?
Nero, I know
Is
you
this
killed yourself, so trying to scare me.
The 5 fam still?
No,
No,
we're
no,
not
we're
voting
not
on
doing
5-fam. We are voting on if the blessed families
Romeo,
tie
Calvin,
with
Toby.
votes. Should we let the minority, which is the non-blessed families, join in and vote? Yes or no? We're at Lucian.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Yes?
What's
Okay.
the vote?
So
Oh
you're saying
my fucking god.
Ralphie,
dude.
Talk. I'm not listening no more.
I was just
so
thinking.
you're saying so
Fucking annoying as shit.
should their combined yes or no's, like if they all say yes, that's only just 1 vote?
Yes.
heard that at some point.
That's what we're,
Yeah.
I think that's what Clips
Yeah,
is saying.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yes.
So Retorno. What's the Retorno rap?
Discorded because who's
Bro, I
Yeah,
can't
if we
hear
kick the
anything,
kid with
bro.
the fucking voice changer, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I don't
I
even
can't hear
bro.
anything. I can't hear anything. Everyone's lagging.
Fucking P. Woman.
Mr. Doc
Yo,
want to talk louder.
I can't
Bro,
hear
I
Mr.
can't-
Doc
Better.
Retorno.
I
I can't hear anything, bro. I can't, like, the whole lobby's lagging right now for me.
I
bro.
can hear everything. What are
Well,
y'all
skip
talking
Retorno.
about? So
Skip
high,
Retorno.
how
Go to the
is
next
usually-
family. Skip Retorno. Go to the next family.
Yo, Savella's been voting at every meeting.
Yo, Nero.
Do we still get to vote now? Like, why aren't we voting?
Yeah, I was gonna say Lucas hasn't been asked to vote either.
I don't know, bro.
Hello?
Can we just go down the list, please?
Just go
I'm
down
at
the list,
Retorno.
bro.
Did Retorno say yes or no? I can't hear ads. So, can anybody hear ads and tell me what his
Bro, I
vote
can't hear
was?
shit. Is Retorno beating me up?
No, but
Good thing,
stop
Lord,
three at the
because he was
moment.
blessed by Gigante. Y'all are like,
Bruh.
Why you guys make this shit so
Maggie
difficult?
motherfucker.
Listen, Retorno's not talking. Skip them. Go to the
Alright,
one.
so,
It's not that hard.
Rubino. Rubino?
Yes, yes.
They voted yes.
Okay. Scally.
Skip.
Venerio.
Bro, I can't hear what anybody's.
Excuse me, I'm not
I can't hear anybody saying.
You gotta add Kalor and Matthews to the list because they both been blessed families and y'all don't have them on the list.
Savella's been blessed too.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna back out this lobby. I'm gonna back out this lobby. I can't hear anything, bro. I can't hear anything.
Unplug your mic.
Been blessed by Gigante.
No, bro, I'm like lagging out the game. I think we're putting you on right now.
I just want to say this. As far as I know, Gigante never blessed Kalor. We did bless Matthews though.
Gio blessed Savelli too.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, but Ezio was going around giving you a blessing when he was down.
So, Benario, are you not voting?
Ridiculous thing I fucking heard.
Yo, Father Grotti.
What do you mean?
Did you add Matthews?
You want me to vote?
Okay.
I agree. We did bless Grotti. Or, excuse me.
Matthews is on the list. If Matthews is on the list.
So we're putting Matthew on the list?
Yeah, yo, listen. I don't know about anybody else. I can speak to fucking Frank. Gio and I were the ones that blessed him in 2013. Frank hasn't shut down. He just does things.
Okay, if you can vouch for that,
I don't know about anybody else.
Listen, I'll give my vote. My vote is yes. Is Matthews on the list?
Yes.
Matthews is on the list.
He's on the list. They were blessed.
Can you stop using a fucking voice changer, you goddamn idiot? Maybe we'll consider your vote.
I can't even hear Du Bois.
You might want to unplug your mic then, because you got some weird ass shit going on, homeboy.
Alright, guys, please.
So, Venerio is voting yes on this topic. Vetrano?
Okay, is Matthews on the list?
What topic?
Yes, Matthews is on the list.
Thank you.
Okay, so this topic is, right, I'm going to announce it again. We are voting on if the blessed families have a tied vote, should we let the minority vote? Meaning the non-blessed families. All their votes will tally as one vote to break the tie.
Yes.
Okay. Vetrano.
Be a question. Whatever.
Vetrano? Nero. Yes or no, Nero? Dude, where's Nero at?
I swear they voted yes previously.
They would have voted yes. I would put...
The majority is yes. Like, we went down the list and more than...
Galante?
I must have got lag skipped, but I was going to say yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Galante
if
said
the
yes.
majority is yes, then we can stop the voting process.
Hold on, Grotti, check your Discord.
I am on Discord.
Can you go to the waypoint
at the moment right now. What am I checking for?
No, I'm sending you something.
We can
Okay,
cast
sounds
one.
good. And then the last one is Matthews.
To vote.
Yeah, and what about Lucas?
Families. Okay, so if we're making a vote and the blessed families is tied, whether the unblessed family should be able to vote and unbreak the tie. Pretty much.
God, no.
He said no.
Hello?
Vito?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we
That's
can.
a confirmed pass.
1 second.
That's a...
So, there's people that are complaining about not being on this list. So I put Lucas on because everybody's saying, why haven't Lucas been put on there?
Okay, so now the only person left is Kalor. Why is Kalor not on?
Who blessed him?
Who blessed Savelli?
Hold on. Who blessed Lucas? I'm not against it. I'm just okay. Is Sartori here to back that up? I genuinely believe you, but I just...
When was
okay.
Sartori ever able to bless?
Here, but they will call Sartori for years, bro. Like,
okay, that's fine. I get a problem.
Wait, hold on.
When was they able to bless ever?
When was they able to bless?
Remember Sartori ever being able to bless? Fuck no.
They wasn't able to. They're not on one of the fucking.
Sartori was never able to bless.
It's because they shut down, but they got blessed way before them.
Okay, but they shut down.
Blessed Lucas like 3 years ago now.
Is this meeting still happening?
Okay. By that logic,
yes,
wait, no. Wait, hold on. By that logic, I'm blessed because Venerio blessed me.
Sartori's able to bless, and why can't fucking I bless?
Yeah, hold on. By that logic, I'm blessed too because fucking Ralphie blessed me. So therefore, before that system was made by who can bless and who can't, because I fucking thought Ralphie was like, in my opinion, Ralphie's probably one of the fucking greatest dons in all y'all in the fucking game, right? No dick sucking shit, right? So basically, right? He blessed me.
Who just said, wait, what are y'all talking about, bro? I just got back.
Basically, I said no dick sucking shit, right? Listen, no dick sucking shit. I asked Ralphie to bless me out of, like, basically his rep inside the community. I wanted, like, basically his name behind my name, you know what I mean? That's how I looked at it. So therefore, if you're saying Satori blessed you and they're not on the list, and you should be on the list now, that means I should be on the list, because before there was blessed system.
Why do you want to be on the list so bad, bro? Like,
because I want to vote. I've been up for that long. You know what I mean? Exactly, fam. Y'all are doing that bias shit to TJ and saying all these families other than us can be on the list, but at the same thing, we're going based on the rules and still getting fucked. And y'all niggas
who is doing bias shit? We just voted to disband.
Ain't no bias. Lucas hasn't switched names of their family at all in the last 6 months either.
Alright, gentlemen.
Whatever.
I think the job made it.
So, Savelli getting put on. Apparently, Savelli was blessed by Montoya and Gigante.
No, they were fucking not blessed by us.
Wait.
Fucking no, you don't tell me my family blessed. I'll tell you.
Wait.
I said apparently. I didn't say they were. I said apparently.
Wait. You said Montoya? Hold on. Let me get. Hey,
how many times did Montoya shut down in the past 6 years?
No. Don't even disrespect him. I'm gonna get Crip in the party.
52. I don't care about that. They've been shut down like 4 or 5 times in the past 5 or 6 years.
Party.
No. Y'all can join my party. I'm gonna invite Crip to my party. I'm gonna invite Crip.
Who is that even talking?
That's Sicario.
Montoya, nigga.
I'm just saying, bro. They were blessed and had proof that she. I don't know about that.
And if Lucas
there we go. Maybe you weren't running.
I'm just.
What the fuck?
Boss, I'm just trying to do.
Stop talking. Stop talking. Listen, dude, I don't know if Ezio blessed you. I know for sure I the fuck didn't. So if I could have proof of that.
They're saying Gio.
When can I ask you when that was? Because I'm genuinely curious.
They said back in 15. That's when Gio blessed.
Tweet it, Eddie.
Bro, Gio wouldn't have blessed them back then. That doesn't make sense.
Okay. That's a good possibility then.
That's not a possibility, because nobody used to bless like that back then.
Okay, gentlemen.
They used to get.
Speak for yourselves.
I mean, I'm just saying, that was when, like, Genovese, Martelli, and, like, all the, like, old families were around. Gio wouldn't do that. What the fuck?
Hold on. Don't listen. Just get this really straight. Please don't tell me what Gio would and wouldn't do, because we used to bless families in the well at the fucking movie studio all the time.
Yeah.
Bless families? Why would he bless families?
I don't think.
I thought it was only like originals that could do that shit.
You said when Gio came back.
There are no originals.
Ezio brought Gigante back like two Christmases ago, because I joined it right when it started up. So therefore, like, that's when he got blessed, like a month after.
That's fine. I won't even dispute that. I just like to see proof. That's all I ask.
So Cervelli is now on the blessed list, correct? Is that what we just got out of that?
Ezio's not on. He's on PC, so good luck in getting a hold of him. Okay,
Yeah.
well, if you listen, dude. If this is TJ speaking and whoever speaking, if you're saying Gigante bless you, provide me with proof. I'm not gonna honor it, but if they did, that's fine. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Okay, could I get the proof? That's all I'm asking for. Thank you.
What happened to Grotti?
He's actually not a voice changer. I thought he was to unplug your mic and plug it back in. I don't know what that was.
So how about Lucas?
Lucas
should be on there then, by that logic, yeah.
By that logic, we're on there too. What the fuck?
Yo, Nero, go to party chat.
Hold on. If Lucas is on there, we're on there because Lucas got blessed by a family that wasn't being able to bless at the time. They just were up.
I can't hear shit. Hold on.
Things, bro, look, if you provide that you got blessed.
Okay, alright, for sure. Can I be added to the list then? I'm gonna show you my Venera being, like, Venera blessing me.
Oh shit, everyone just wants power to vote, bro.
Did I just miss something here? Like, I heard something about Savelli being able to bless now?
No, you're just drunk. I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
So who do you want me to send proof that Venera blessed my family?
Veneria can't bless. There you go.
Okay, Satori can't bless.
Satori can't bless either.
Yeah, so Lucas ain't can't be Oh my, you're retarded, bro.
It's not retarded. This ain't retarded. This shit needs to be sorted out right now.
Lucas can't fucking vote if I can't vote.
If that's the case, then Lucas can't vote because
Yeah,
I've been
Lucas,
around
then yeah, if you weren't vote, if you
and
Sartori cannot vote.
the Arco. Okay,
No,
then
and
Lucas can't vote then.
Hold up.
This is terribly redundant. God, off topic. Could we just get? Can we listen? How about we shove this to the next meeting? How about? Okay, thank you, Leon. Nice ego. Anyways, if we could shove this maybe to the next meeting, because there's no way this is going to get done and get the other things we need to speak about. The families that can vote, and I'm speaking for everybody here, and I apologize, but I just want to get this over with. If we could all agree to hold this until the next meeting, the families that can currently vote can finish this meeting voting. The Diarco, the Calor, the Diarco, Calor, Savelli, and Lucas, if we could hold that one off to the other meeting, please. Because there's until we have actual proof and are like as a community are able to sit down and look at that and go, okay, yes, you're blessed, and it's really that simple. If we're gonna go back in time, let's just do it another time because we don't have the time to sit here and debate and argue because it's a fucking domino effect. Yeah, so if we could just, for the simplicity's sake, please, everybody who does want to vote, if you could just hold on till the next meeting, we can handle it there. All right. Because there are about 2,000 things we need to talk about, and we're still on number 2.
Yeah, but then we won't get our opinions in on the matter.
What you will get your opinions in. You can bring it up at the end of the meeting. We're on
there's an open forum at the end.
Now. There's an open forum at the end. I understand that your right to vote is very important, but if you guys aren't going to sit here and conduct it professionally and get it over with in 5 minutes, then it's going to have to wait till the end of the meeting. I'm sorry, like you could have literally sat here and said, okay, I approve, let me send it. I approve, let me send it. And it could have been done with, but you're dragging it on forever and ever. We're going to do it at the end now.
I just got whacked in a DONS meeting.
He didn't whack you.
He just got whacked. He always does this shit. He just fucking shot me, got back in his car, and he's driving home now, you fucking dickhead. Now he's coming back. You're a dick.
Where'd it go?
I'm done. This is pretty tragic, bro. Tragic shit.
Man.
Rockwell left. What happened?
I don't know. They're shooting up the DONS meeting, stupid.
Someone got whacked?
Bro, I just got told that they're shooting up the DONS meeting.
Wait,
Y'all might want to leave the game. Y'all might want to leave the game. That was what they were gonna do the whole time. I just got a message. I just got a message on the phone saying that fucking Ralphie was gonna shoot me and fucking Mr. Frank Matthews was gonna shoot an arrow. Leave the game.
What?
Lol. I'm like 100 feet underneath the ocean right now, bro.
Nowhere. Fuck
No one's stressing over you.
Scuba diving.
I'm geeking.
Scuba, yeah, that's a fact, bro.
Listen.
I've been dead, like, I've killed myself in the beginning of the lobby, Rob. You're fucking...
Then why did he text me that? Then why did he text me that? He said that you texted him on the phone and said get robbed.
But look at the fucking lobby, bitch. I've been dead for 30 minutes, nigga, and I've been getting spawn killed by...
Oh, Ralphie.
You're saying that shit, bitch. I've been dead for 30 minutes. Hero tried to fucking pull up on me and I blew
myself up. Let's move on to the next topic, bro. Just because those
dead.
Weirdos left doesn't mean we have to...
Really? You blew yourself up? Because I recorded it, Ralphie. You left the game.
DONS meeting.
I pulled up on you with the RPG, fool.
Alright.
Saying that,
we're gonna move on to the next
thing. I hit off or something.
Alright, the next thing that's gonna happen is, I know this was brought up to Clips. I know he's not here. If you are getting, if you are a crew getting called out for turf, you are defending the turf for your. If you wish, or
Babe, you're lagging.
A little bit. Trying to hit me off because I got a notification.
What's going on in the meeting, bro? Bro, this ain't cool, bro.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'm over here getting spawn kills.
Both Clips and Rocco said you got hit off.
Yeah, I'm getting stressed right now too.
I got...
Well, I can't get hit off. It's impossible. Anyways, yeah, look, someone is sending an attack right now. What was it? So, if you're gonna do a commission, let me read it. So, if you are a crew getting called off for turf, you are defending that. If you wish to use an alliance or a commission or alliance helping you, must put a turf to help you.
Wait, did I just hear what I thought I had? What heard?
I don't mean to interrupt, but you skipped like 4 discussions that we were supposed to talk
so let me make sure I heard what I heard. You said that if I call, for example, Luciano, even I wouldn't do that, they would bring their own commission. They can't bring their commission anymore, correct?
No.
For turf, it's family
we
versus family, bro.
Savelli has to put up turf as well. So,
okay. So, for example, right, okay, but what if, alright, so here's my question. What if it is the family that you're calling out says it's a commission war, right? Your commission comes because that rule, would they have to put up a turf too?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if your commission needs to help, they need to put up.
Anybody wants to party in the or has to turf.
So therefore, most likely it's gonna be a family on family war.
If you don't have,
Or listen. Or what we can do, so we can either do that or we can do a whole different map. So now we have 2 maps, one for commission.
We had to present for that. Yeah, we had a whole thing where we were going to give out an ultimatum where we said if your commissions fight with other commissions, we would if the vote passed where commissions couldn't come to turf wars, we would open up another turf map where it would only be the city, where we split up the city and make all the bigger turfs into one thing. And then put 1 to 2 commission emblems on there, and it would be a no cap limit thing. So that's what we had came up with. So it'd be if y'all would say that if y'all were to vote out that commissions cannot come to turf wars, then the other thing we would do is bring out a commission turf map.
Hold up, so Grotti, you said the other option is making a map for like commission.
Exactly. So we would split up the turfs that we have now.
But my question is so I own Cypress Flat.
You would not lose any turf that you own on the turf map that is family based. It is going to be commission based. It has nothing to do with any of the turf maps.
I disagree with that for multiple reasons. So you're saying
that. So what I'm saying is basically,
go ahead, boss.
Can't say Vincier claim Cypress Flats as well.
So basically, that commission can claim it. It would have nothing to do with the turf that you own.
So you're saying
then. Yeah, you're saying the first idea making everybody have to build turf, and that makes it a super fight.
That you can basically say, for example, Gigante owned construction, right? But on the commission turf map, Vincier owned construction. How that just sounds so retarded. Just because,
but the thing is, wait, let me ask you this: does Gigante have their turf on the turf map, and everybody restraintly knows that they own that?
That's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm saying. I'm using it as an example.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
So basically, if I own Cyprus, but a commission owns Cyprus, that basically makes me feel like I don't own Cyprus.
That makes the commission feel like they have that turf over that family. Because if you have multiple maps with different fucking emblems over turf, do you actually fucking own it?
But that's not the case, though. We're going to split it up in different types of.
Start with the first idea that every person that's involved has to bring turf. Like that makes it a super fight.
Everybody's got to vote on that. I don't think a whole the same map only with commission emblems is gonna make it fucking better. I think that's gonna make it worse.
I'm not agreeing with that.
To get on that map, and it could even be fucking retarded. Because say for example, I only want one fucking big ass turf in the middle or in the city, right? And then I look, and then the commission has it. So who really has the turf? You feel me? So that system is flawed, like hella flawed.
Okay, it seems nobody likes that option. We just have a vote on the first option where everybody has to put turf in if they want to participate in a...
What the fuck's speaking right now?
You're lagging so bad.
Right.
You're lagging bad.
Right he said nobody agrees with that. Can we vote on the first thing of everybody bringing turf to a war?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I think that's fair as fuck. On Bronum. Yes.
I can participate.
Who's able to send tags again? Is everybody in the game chat? Yeah, Whiter said he needs tag invites for the dance there. He's trying to get in here.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna
go
ahead
why
and
does this
read off
nigga
the
look like
list.
he has lipstick all over his mouth? No, look at this nigga.
He's in a tornado, they're fags.
What the fuck? Cool. Good for you.
Okay.
Well, we all join in Veneria's house or something?
Spade.
He got
So what else is on this list? Because we just sitting here talking about nothing.
Well, I got stressed, so I got disconnected from the game. But Spade, did you just bring up what Track sent you?
You brought up the whole commission thing. They have to put up turf.
Alright, that was part of one topic that should be discussed before Trax.
We're about to vote right now, Clips.
Alright, go ahead. I'm just saying. Alright, go ahead.
So, this is the topic of turfs. 1 second.
Somebody want to go down the list of the families and go ahead and do this vote?
Just a second. I'm trying to put the topic down.
Vito, can you send me this note afterwards since I get disconnected?
The topic is that from now on, if there's a commission versus commission battle, each member to join that fight has to put up a piece of turf.
Yeah, I guess I think I should just make it family versus family only.
Alright, if a fam in the commission doesn't have, surely they're not allowed in. Like, simple as that.
No, I'm saying they don't
not allowed. Here's my thing.
I don't like it. I like to keep the same energy.
Bro, can we just make, like, instead of making all these rules that help the fucking situation, there shouldn't be a situation, you know what I mean? If your emblem is on the fucking turf map, you defend that emblem. Your family defends that emblem against that family, bro. There should be no third party type shit, you heard me? So basically...
What they're saying is if a commission...
No, I know what they're saying, G. Like, what I'm saying is I agree with both sides, even if we have to do the fucking... add a fucking turf because you want to bring a commission, I still think that's petty, because on the same size, right, if I know that I would have called out a family, and I'm not in a commission, and I know there's families like me that's small, or not really small, but they got members, but they don't really they like working to themselves, and you call out a family, even if you got that rule, what point is it, you know what I mean?
Alright, but look at the bright side, though. Alright, so say Lucian fights, the whole commission, they all pull up turf. We keep our commission out of it. We win 3 turf off that if we win. No?
Yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying is people...
Right,
yeah, I understand that, but people don't use that as that. People use it as a fucking thing just to keep their turf on the map because they know their family can't actually hold down the turf.
I see where you're coming from.
Crown on your forehead?
Have to be mutual at that point then.
They got niche tattoos?
Are you gonna vote?
No, listen. I want to talk about something that make people think. Right?
Yo, Click. Since you were the host of this game, everybody's gonna be able to join it now since you left.
I just wanna give some ideas out so people can think before they vote because at every all DONS meeting, people have the right to talk before people vote. So I want to say a couple of things before we make this full vote.
Can we launch another lobby after this vote if everybody agrees to it?
Yeah.
Because we don't want
basically it was a closed crew session.
It's a closed crew session, but it turns into an invite only.
What I'm saying is
and plus the lobby is lagging as fuck. Like it's hard to hear a lot of people. So.
Alright.
Whatever the situation is, what I want to say basically is if you have your emblem over the map, say for good example, I don't want to use names, but I'm saying like there's some families on the map that holds big ass turfs, but they're in a commission, and so every war they put up commission versus a family that may not be commissioned, for a family that can only have the same size to fight them because they know they can fight them and it'll be a good fight. The fact is a lot of families on the turf map hide behind their commission, and that's why they've been on the map for so long, and you see them go through like problems, and you see that they haven't popped in games. Because the fact is, they can stay on the map because other people will fight. The people in the commission would be happier to fight a war that they wasn't even called out in. You know what I mean? Against a family that can, like, dead ass just came around, thinks that family is like a good fit for them to fight only. But the thing is half the families on the map will use that excuse because they know families can't defend themselves if they haven't picked a commission yet. And I don't really want to pick a commission because I don't really like a lot of people. But what I'm saying is, it's pissed me off. The fact is, there's so many people on the map that I know I can beat one-on-one, but DONS, you can't say crew on crew for some reason. It has to be a pussy way that you can bring a commission. And I've said this at multiple DONS meetings. It's really pissing me off. That the fact is that, listen, right, if your emblem is on a fucking map, no third party should be there. The person who called him out should be the only family besides them to be there. Because that is your turf.
Sicario is 100% right.
Your turf,
Sicario is 100% right.
Getting roasted about Sicario. How do y'all feel?
No, I'm just saying, Sicario is 100% right. No, listen, bro. Here's the thing. I want to. There's fucking.
Down pat before we start talking about commissions, huh?
Nah, bro. Look, it's this, bro. Listen, fucking like, okay, look at the turf map right now. It's Scally, Aleo, Impero,
yeah,
and fucking Lucas. Those niggas don't have any people. They don't play in games. They're all in back. But here's the thing. If you call them out, they say. But hold on, no. Here's the thing. If you call them out, right? Here's what happens. They bring their whole commission and they make it like no wax. So the whole point of the game is you're gonna sit in the Freema War while they sit there for 3 days because they're all 30-year-old men. It's not fair. It's not fair to anybody, bro. It's not fair. It's stupid. That shouldn't be a thing. If we're gonna do a turf war, we need to have regulated rules without like fucking stupid ass shit. Because the only people that have like legit wars are people that actually play like. Okay, so for instance, I'm just trying to think of Benario's war that they had against Reform. Those rules.
Like the highest fucking rank in this dungeon.
Exactly. That's exactly how every single war should be.
It's fucking simple. Black the highest rank.
Everybody has the right to voice their opinion before a vote gets fucking across, my nigga.
Yeah, agreed. Call me daddy. You notice Barzini's third party joining the lobby? Fucking weirdos.
So listen, right?
Third party.
Basically.
Yeah, dude, I was in your party today. I have actually proof of them being in your party.
Y'all are tier 1. Y'all used to come in fucking Mafia games and blow people up in a fucking
SOG Metal is fucking Father Barzini on another account.
Hey man, who's doing all that cussing and talking?
Is a floor.
Me, because there's a fucking military in the game.
Can we like go to a party or something? Can we just go to a party and talk? So it's easier for everyone to hear.
Basically, right, what I want to bring across is, listen, if you're a legit family, bro, you should know. If you're legit and you really focus on this community, you should know, bro. If you call out a family for their turf and another family intervenes, like that's so fucking stupid, my nigga.
No, that's not. But listen, I think that if we're gonna have turf wars, then turf overseers, we don't even need turf overseers. We just need to have it like Okay,
no, just get rid of the whole government in one day, huh?
I mean, the problem with that is you need somebody to govern.
Okay,
and
alright, I'm not even okay. Alright, I'm just saying.
I disagree with the 5 fans, but we need turf overseers for something to do with each other.
I go back and forth on turf overseers.
So we don't need.
To be honest, in my opinion, I think
we just need regulated rules.
Yes, but listen, right? I think the community would be a lot more better if we went back to 2015 ways of doing it, to be honest.
And can you elaborate on that? Nobody knows what you're talking about. Elaborate.
Seriously.
Hey man, grow up. That's why you ain't got a right to vote.
I'm coming outside. Well,
shit.
Yo, metal. Listen, at the end of the day, bro, very few people in this fucking game know you, other than maybe me and Frank Matthews and another few people.
And I know
dude, listen. If you want to come in here, listen. We will pay you the same respect we pay everybody else, where you can hop on your Barzini account and come in here and have a talk with us. I ain't got no problem. I did the same to Leon. Alright, I've known Leo since I was fucking 11 years old, bro. If you want to come in here, you want to sit down and have a professional conversation, regardless of how you view the people in here, you're entitled to do so. But don't come in here calling people cotton mouths or cotton fucking pickers, whatever you said. Well, get on a Mafia account, because you are not SOG Metal. That's not Mafia. That's not Mafia,
homeboy. Get on an account. Quit hiding.
Yo,
you was trying to protect your family on your military account. We know what you're doing, Father Barzini. Just go get on your military. Just go on your Mafia account so we can have a conversation, pussy. Dude, I have you. You was killing me legit earlier while you was in their party, bro. I have the fucking proof.
Leave the lobby and get on Barzini. We'll send you an invite back.
Can we get back to business, goddammit, with all this fucking immaturity?
Agreed.
Why are the people without Dante's
Gentlemen,
that Mafia-wise in the
Because
Clips left the game.
and have them leave?
whatever.
Alright, real quick.
Yo, so
Can I start
what
a new
Sicario? Let's get back to what Sicario was saying.
No.
Can we have regulated rules that everyone can agree on, so people like Scally and Aleo and the people that own all the map doesn't like.
Okay.
Alright, whatever.
Alright, man, you need to grow up.
Y'all
bro.
niggas
Doing
ain't
stupid
mature as
shit.
fuck, bro. I'm not reading this up.
You call yourself Dons and bosses, and this is how y'all act in a fucking meeting?
Thank you.
Agreed.
Fuck out of here, man.
But on a real note,
can we have regulated rules? I mean, like.
Yes, but this is a problem that 5M had brought up before. Turf overseers really have nothing to do with us. That's on you guys right here to vote. So yeah, if you want to pass a vote and figure out what we're doing with turf overseers, but the same problem that we had earlier with 5M, you need to have a system in place to replace it. You can't just say, oh, it'll govern itself, because in the Mafia community there's egos. People are going to disagree with people just out of spite.
Yeah, turf overseers are fine, but I mean turf overseers are fine. But I'm just saying, can we have it where like we can like play with the OG like Mafia rules that we all vote on? So like, what's the point of voting? What's the point of voting on rules if you're just gonna fucking make your own rules for a turf war game? That's stupid.
Yeah, who is talking right now?
Roberto Vitrano. I've been trying to say it for the past like 15 minutes. We all sit here and vote on rules for days, and then y'all niggas make retarded ass rules to fucking play a free mode.
Couldn't agree more.
That's why people like Scally, Lucas, and Aleo and Impero, who have no members and don't have any sort of structure or anything like activity, not structure. Not structure, I'm sorry. You guys probably do have structure, but you're not really active, and you guys own all the map. So what you do is, you basically make a rule where there's no wax, so no one can win the game. You have to sit in the game and see who's the biggest no-life, basically. And then whoever the biggest no-life is wins the game, which is obviously the 30-year-old man sitting on his Xbox eating a bag of chips every night. Like, nigga, what, bro? I'm not doing that. I'm not making my members do that. That's stupid. That's just like
well, I do agree on that note. Like, I had an argument with somebody because Gigante was going to get involved in turf. We sit here, we have these meetings, we put through all the fucking effort to sit around and fucking vote on shit, and to go into turf wars and have it be decided on, you know, who can call off their job. Exactly. Bro, I work 40 plus hours a week. I don't got no time to call off my job.
Listen, turf wars shouldn't be 35 hours in one game, bro. It should be if your family is like structured, bro. If your members can protect you, if like it shows off your family.
It's like a game of chess.
What you guys are saying is you guys want to eliminate the no wax rule and then just
not even that. Just OG Mafia rules.
That's pretty much what I'm getting
and turf wars.
Go on, I'm listening
what
to you.
What this nigga saying, right?
No, I'm just saying.
He's saying that the rules that we follow in normal games, we need to follow in turf wars. No, not even that, bro. No, not even that, bro. The rules that we follow in games, the ones that if I were to go fight Vitrano, we would follow if we were to go turf war them.
Exactly.
There's no altering rules at all.
Yes. Everyone should agree on that.
And this is the exact same thing. This is the exact said to people earlier. We sit here and we vote on rules. These rules are concrete. This isn't a fucking TDM where rules can change. We sit here, we vote on rules. If we're gonna free mode war, we're gonna turf war, we're gonna follow the fucking rules that all of us sit here and put time into.
Exactly.
Can I just say something real quick? Can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
let me say something. Let me get a piece in. So the way I see it, like I said, turf map looked like it was around before I was there. So somebody who was there, let me just ask you, was it always set up to where it was always the family's rules or whatever? Because, you know, just the other day, just the other day, Vitrano, I saw you post the Vincere effect. So when those rules applied to you then, it was okay when you had 14 turfs, but now it's a problem.
No,
the whole reason why, hold on, let me finish. I've let everybody talk. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, the reason why I believe that things are the way that they are is because we have different generations. The reason why you have just the push-out rules, people like to do that, is because you have people that grew up in that era. The people that came up in my era in 2015, we like shit like there has to be a pecking order in lobbies. Like the way it used to be. The assassin had an advantage. That shit was role play. Now you guys got this whole thing. You got whack lobby, so now everything is about wax. It has to be about wax. We got to end it quick with wax. No pecking orders and all this shit. Like, Man, come on, man. And let me also establish another thing too. Let me establish another thing too. That yes, I have had fucking commission wars with my commission, but the first 6 to 8 wars that I fought, we fought by ourselves. And I have 8 families that will sit behind that, like Scarfacci, like Gigante. I got families that will sit there and tell you we fought them head up, one-on-one. Let's not act like that's how I got on my turn.
No, let him talk.
Let me talk. I keep letting everybody freaking.
know what you're gonna say.
All right, man. I don't even want to talk no more because obviously what this meeting is obviously all about. What this meeting is obviously all about is that people came here with premeditated agendas, and that's what this is all about. Is passing agendas. That's all this is all about.
Go ahead and say what you wanted to say.
I'm done, Chief. I've said what I needed to say.
On that note, like,
bring our
go fuck yourself now.
That's stupid. That's not fair. No, that's not fair because here's the thing,
We
bro.
shouldn't be able to bring our
Before we continue, I want to get back to Scally first, bro. Listen, a lot of you don't see eye to eye. A lot of you accuse Scally of this and that. I can tell you, I don't even know the guy, but every interaction I've had, he's been respectful, and he's continuing to do so in this meeting. I would appreciate that we all sit here and let Scally have his full opportunity to retort if we're gonna attack him.
Because
So, Scally, I would appreciate, if you would continue off where you were, because it's an intelligent conversation and you're not in here shooting shots or jabbing at people. So you take the floor and continue with what you were saying.
Please.
You're afforded the same respect everybody else is.
All I'm saying is this, Chief. The reason why the people were allowed to make their own rules was for 2 reasons. Was for, like what I just said, you have all these generations of different mafiosos, people that came from 4, people that came from the beginning of 5, people now. Everybody's got their way of what they think mafia is. So at the end of the day, between that and the fact of if you own turf, you should have some home field advantage. Which
Messina. Hey man, get this kid out of fucking meeting, man. Get this guy. Who is this?
We're
Man? Get
letting
him out
Scally
the meeting, man.
talk. If you're not gonna let people frickin' talk, then get the hell out.
Who is
Get him out of here,
Who
man.
the hell
It's
is
that
that
simple,
person
man.
doing my blacklisting? All right, just go ahead, Scally.
So all I'm trying to say right now is, Chief, between that and the fact of that people felt as a community that having your own turf and having a home field advantage and being able to make your rules, that was the way that it should be. Now, like I said, I done been here for 8 months now. There's a lot of you that done sat there and watched flip-flop from family to family. I done seen all type of shit. I done watched this government flip-flop. When I came here, we had a 5-family. Then y'all wanted to get rid of it once certain people were taken out of it. Y'all brought this agenda thing that you did here tonight, that night, to get rid of 5-family then, just to wait 3 months and bring it right back up again. Then 5 families back, and now you split the government up, and now we're taking the government back down again. Like, and they talk about the system, you're talking about the people. At the end of the day, man, I'm just so sick of just watching this community flip-flop over and over and over. I really am.
And
that's my piece.
Amen.
If I can just, I just want to say, just like respond to that. For those families who are thinking the same way Scally is and does, with tired of it, the alternative way to go about things is, bro, listen. As long as you guys follow the rules, do your family shit. You don't need to be in on voting. You don't, like, unless you really want to do that. This community repeats itself, and I don't mean to shit on everybody, including myself, in this meeting, but we do this thing every 3 months, man. It's new community hierarchy, new this, new that. Bro, we need to find a system. We need to make it work, because I'm speaking for myself and Gigante. I literally have no interest in going forward with another 5-fam situation or community hierarchy with anybody. And we didn't before this, because it always goes down the fucking toilet in a couple months. We work hard. We work so hard to get things working, and then shit happens. And sure, yes, you can argue the whole Retorno Gigante thing this time. Sure, if that's the argument you want to make, great, cool. But the fact of the matter is, it was a system that worked, and now it's completely being flushed away. And I just think that if you guys are going to do this, I don't know if Gigante is going to be a part of it, but we need to find a system that works for the community, because a solid community means a solid place to play, which means growth. And ultimately, I think we can all say, yeah, we all hate this community, but we all love this community. Most of us are grown men who grew up here and would like to see this go on so other people can experience it. I think we need to find some common ground here and look and say, hey, you know, I got some problems with, you know, fucking Calor, but if they can do this or that, or, you know, I got problems with Toronto, but, you know, if they can help here, we need to find some common ground here and fix the shit that's fucked with. Because I am so sick of coming to these meetings and I'm looking at certain people in here, you just come back and you want to tear shit down. It just makes this entire shit pointless. And it's not even like, it's not setting people up, it's not having rats and families, it's nothing like that. That's fine, that's fun. But it's this whole administrative hierarchy, 5-fam bullshit. Every time it just gets tore down. Now, rightfully so sometimes, but we gotta find something that works here. If we're gonna agree with something, we need to enforce it. You know what I'm saying?
What Don Kelly was talking about, he was saying the rules, how he's got like different generations, everyone has a different generation of rules. And I mean, assassinations, correct me if I'm wrong, have always been like a thing to end a female war, or like just to do. Like,
nah, they
that's what people
haven't.
grew
No,
up on.
that's where you're wrong.
No, they haven't.
Back on GTA 4, it was push out. It did not matter if you whacked anybody. On GTA 4, it was push out. You were there strictly for the war. So that's not how it happened. Okay, but okay, but setups is
but listen,
thing
like
on GTA 4, you got in a meeting and you literally got in a meeting, you had people go into the game, you set the game to 30 seconds, you shot them and you left so they couldn't respawn. That was a setup, and you actually sat down and you talked for like 25, 30 minutes and they never knew that it was gonna fucking happen. That's how setups were. The things you guys call setups now on GTA 5, oh, we have a ceasefire, so I set that family up. That's not a fucking setup. You got into a meeting and you did it. You did your dirty work by your fucking self.
No,
it does not matter.
A setup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna define a setup for you.
A setup is when you're not
you
expecting
trusting.
shots,
No, Sicario, hold on. No, I got you.
That's not what he's saying, though. You're defining. We know what the definition of a setup is, but what he's saying is how things used to be. And I will back Grotti up because Grotti is also from 4. I was there too, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, you know, Gio would get whacked 200 times in a fucking lobby. It didn't matter. We'd fucking stay in that lobby. We'd fight. I disagree with that. And Gigante's kind of at fault for this whole, oh, once you whack the Dom, we'd leave. We'd just leave. We'd say, okay, we got what we needed to. Let's fucking get out of here. And that wasn't really started until we started doing it.
Yo, Rocco, before we get off the topic, we were kind of talking about the whole, like, rule situation for Turf Wars. I think we should not just gloss over that.
Agreed.
We should talk about that. Because let me hold on a second, sorry, my bad, bro. I was trying to say something, but someone was talking about, I don't know. But fucking, I think that we should vote on that, because it's an important rule for everyone here, I believe. I mean, everyone kind of, like, no one really likes doing that shit, in my opinion. I mean, nowadays at least we're all grown now, bro. Like I used to like fight Rocco when we were like 15 probably. Like I mean, bro, like I've known Father Venerio since I was like 13. I've known fucking half of these people in this lobby when I was like 13 years old. We're all grown men. We all have jobs now. We're in college. We're in school. We're actually doing shit. No one is a 30-year-old man. I'm not calling out anybody. I'm not saying anyone in general, but I'm just saying no one wants to do that. No one wants to no-life this game for fucking 45 hours.
But that's why it's called the community. It's got to be everybody's rules.
I understand
it can't be just one set of niggas' rules.
We need to have a set ground. We voted on these rules for the community.
Don Scally, you're saying this, right? And at the end of the day, every vote has been a community vote. This can still be a community vote. You have your side, yes. People who think you're the same way as you, yes.
Exactly.
We're explaining our side, my nigga. We're not saying fuck you.
It's not even.
We're not saying
fuck
like
that.
No, I'm sitting here defending everybody, including y'all. Did y'all hear what I said?
Can I finish what I was saying, please?
First things first, we gotta stop changing this shit every goddamn 3 months.
Yeah, we're like really beginning up.
Exactly.
That's the thing
shit has to stop fucking changing.
The rules are okay, and then when people don't like that it's not fitted for them, then they gather enough people together. Then they gather enough people together to come into a meeting and make a vote. Like that's the whole reason why. The whole reason why we got.
Can I please finish what I'm saying? Can I please finish what I'm saying? Can I please finish what I was saying?
What's the point of a non-talk afterwards, please?
I was trying to talk and nobody would let me finish. Can we? Okay, so we vote on everything, right? We vote on everything every 3 months because people have different opinions. New dons come around, etc.
They shouldn't have no. Hold on.
Exactly.
Let me say, can I say something about the new dons?
Exactly.
Can I please say something about the new dons?
Frank, shoot.
Finish what I was saying.
Frank, shoot.
Done.
Let me say something about the new dons, man.
Go ahead.
Please, let me say something about the new dons. Because this shit is out of control, man.
Hey, yo, Frank, I'll finish after you, Frank. I'll finish after you. Go ahead. No, that's cool.
The problem with this new Don shit is, man, is we get these guys coming here and want to vote. They'd have been shot out of somebody's family. I don't know how many times in a fucking year, and they go and start these fucking families up with nobody telling them, hey, yeah, bring this to the table, bring this to none of this shit, man. These guys are getting shot out of these fucking families, and they self-promoting themselves, man. And then these are the guys coming to these meetings saying, well, we need to change this, we need to change that. How come I can't vote? How come I can't vote? How come fuck? You not even have a fucking rep for yourself. Like, this shit's gotta stop, man. Like,
but no, I get you. I know, I get you.
Like a year or so ago, 2 years ago, these guys are coming. They wouldn't even, if your family wasn't up for so many months, you couldn't even come to the fucking meeting. You could come to the meeting, listen, but you couldn't vote on shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was about 3 years ago, Chief. That wasn't even that long ago.
And it needs to be like that now, and that's why this shit is out of control right now.
I understand, but no.
But wait, listen, this ain't about that. Rob is trying to bring the fact is that
I'm not even trying to talk about this. I'm trying to vote on something. Can I finish now? It is over. So, alright, so basically, what I'm trying to say is, can we make the turf wars the rules that we all voted on that's in concrete for everybody to use that? We don't really fight Fremo wars anymore. The only time I ever see any of you guys in a game is if you guys are fighting a turf war.
If it's a turf war,
the only people I see
like Lucas
is, I'm gonna be honest, the only people, no, it's Caro chill. The only people, I'm just being 100% honest right now, the only people I've seen in the game since I've been like back is Gigante, Grotti, like Grotti sometimes. I've seen Barzini. I've seen Barzini in a lobby. I've seen Retorno. I've seen Venerio, and I've seen Diarco, and I've seen Savelli. But that was only in a war. I was only in a war with Savelli one time. But I'm just saying right now. I mean, I've seen them obviously, but I was just saying, and I was just like trying to like say like in general who's all in the game. Okay, but anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, bro, is like the only way we can bring activity is if people call people out to turf wars, etc. But no one's gonna call out these families that have all the turf map on the city turf because here's what they do, and everyone here can be 100% honest with you because I just called out Leo for a turf war, and I mean the rules they sent me were you can bring your commission, it's gonna be push out only. And that's how it's gonna be. And I mean, come on, bro. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
The DQ, you still have the DQ rule, though.
That's not even. I mean, but here's
okay, but that's semantics. That's semantics.
I get that.
No,
I understand.
I understand. But no, can I finish, please? Can I finish, please? But here's the thing, though, bro. It's basically like this. It's basically like this. Whoever can stay in the game the longest wins. And I mean, bro. If we're all real with each other, who wants to sit into a game for 48 hours fighting people? Like,
I would
So what is your problem? Is your problem the fact that or is your problem?
No.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead. I know you're gonna ask though.
Is your problem that the commissions are involved, or that the fact that people are making rules that you have to push out?
If I may continue his point,
the fact that the constant wars that we have is always prolonging over days, hours.
No, that's not his point.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying.
Listen, I'm gonna sum it up. I'm gonna sum it up very quickly because I think I'm the only one understanding this. He's saying that the rules that we fucking sit here and vote on, that we're voting on right now, you know, the standard rules. We should have to follow in turf wars, no alterations. He's not bothered if a war goes 24 hours, but he wants it to be the rules that we follow. So, for example, if Black High Tank is done, example, no, that's not what he's saying. He's saying that he doesn't want to do wars, and he shouldn't have to do wars with these altered fucking rules that cater to others. It should be the rules that we all vote on, the rules that are all in place in turf wars.
So okay, did you guys hear what Rocco said? Did you guys hear what Rocco said? Can we vote on that?
Wait,
can we vote on
that means that you just don't like the push-out rule. That's all it is.
That's not even what I'm saying.
Bro,
we're not on the listen. Can I finish what I said? Can I finish also? Hold on, let me add on something.
Everybody here should be able to feel like this is a piece of them.
Yeah, I got you.
Hold on, let me finish.
No, but it's not even that though. You just said that it's because of wax.
I may not have been here since 4. I may not have been here since 4, but I've been here since the beginning of 5. In this time, I've watched this community change over and over and over. And you know what the funny thing is? Every time, it's always because some people wanted to make Mafia what they wanted it to be. Not what the community, not what the, let me finish.
The community voted on the rules.
What about the new council that you made, huh?
But can I?
You're not gonna talk about that?
But
this goes back. Fuck up.
But if you want to say that,
you've been talking for this whole meeting, but you have the audacity to tell me to shut the fuck up?
You're talking about council.
Let them
speak. Up an irrelevant point.
Scally, can I defend what you said? Because you said that I just want wax.
All I want to say is this.
Okay.
But if that's what y'all are going to say, that's why people like Wiggity and I feel like the way that we feel. That we have this voting system that's in place. The reason why only certain people can vote is to avoid all these brand new dons that bounce family to family that just come up and all of a sudden trying to get votes. Because what happens is what's happening right now. You just fill a bunch of people into a fucking lobby and all these people are all spouting off what they want to fucking make things and shape this mafia community in their image. Not what it's supposed to be, not something that's for everybody. And that's what takes the life out of it, man.
Completely agree with that. I completely 200% agree to that.
He said, yo, hold up, Rocco. He said that all we want is assassinations, but that's not what I'm saying, bro. I mean,
that's not what I just said.
Okay.
Where did you get
that? You said that. You said you're basically saying that you just don't want to do push-ups. You said you just said that. You literally just said. No, I'm not even trying to argue. I'm not even trying to argue. Just listen to what I'm trying to say.
Listen, we're sitting here arguing about it. Listen, let's just vote on the rule. Listen, and I'm going to say it very simply because this is dragging on and both sides are arguing about the same thing over and over. If you agree that the community rules that we have all voted on and continue to vote on, i.e., just a standard free mode war, how we would decide that would also be how we would decide turf wars in the future. If you agree that that's how we should do things, I'll say it again, implement the same rules that we use into turf wars with no alterations, so nobody being able to say, ooh, let's alter it, do no wax and no cars and no rooftops, no alterations. If you're doing a turf war, it's by the fucking rules that we use every day in game. If you would like that to happen, if we could start at the top with Grotti doing the list, please, then we can move to the next topic.
Can I just clarify
I think we should be able to
I just want to clarify this.
Clarification is perfect.
When we approach people in lobbies, right? You talk about when I come into a lobby and I see somebody, you know what I'm saying, going by all those rules that go with coming into a lobby. That's what you're saying?
I would say, okay, so an example, I'll throw an example.
Because
let's say you have a turf that I want. It would be the same rules as a normal private free mode war. So if I call you out, let's say you and I say, okay, we're going to go fight for blah, blah, blah turf. You join the game, I join the game, we get our guys in there. It's by the exact same rules.
Lobby?
No, it's not a whack lobby. It is a
free mode war.
It is a free mode war.
There's a pecking order, is what you're saying.
No, there's not. It is a private free mode war.
I think we should be able to make our rules and lobbies, but it should be family versus family.
So I'm going to say it again.
Because how I grew up in this community was you can only whack the dude that you join off of.
I think we should be able to make our rules.
Stop yelling over each other. Can we stop yelling over each other? Seriously.
Real quick. If you guys are saying that that's not a rule, then what it is what this community has turned this thing new out here called a whack lobby where there's no pecking order. That's what you're telling me, that it's a whack lobby.
So how would we, so I'm going to pose this question to you. How would you do a public free...
Because this is what I would say.
Oh, excuse me, my fucking game lagged because I got a phone call from dumbass Lester. Excuse me. I'm saying so to avoid that, you would have to have a free mode war or a turf war, we'll call it, in a public game.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right? Is that what you're trying to say? Because you can't do that because you get blown up by oppressors. If you're going to do a free mode war and it's arranged and it's a turf war, it's going to be in a private game, and private game rules are different. Why is that? Because setups were once a thing. Back to what Grotti said, we used to bring people into fucking meetings and shoot them, and that's why rules were always different in private games. So
can we just vote on it instead of everyone?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So no more specifications, no more clarification. Just vote on this
had an option, and I want that to be a
family versus family.
It should be family versus
rules.
Exactly.
This is retarded.
Can we vote on this first? We can go on that next. We can go on that next. Let's vote on this first, because I mean everyone has an opinion.
On that, bro. Because I like doing wax and free modes, but nigga, I'ma have niggas like, I'm not trying to diss anybody, but there's a certain person in this ward that I've done a turf war with, and they sat in the lobby and it was only them.
Can you stop driving?
Got in the helicopter and they got on the sky limit and sat where we couldn't kill them and just sat on their fat ass and rubber banded their fucking neck and beat us. It was weird as fuck. And that's why when people call us out, we do wax and we do no helicopters and shit. And that's why I think we should be able to make our own rules and shit to beat people's loopholes, because there's a lot of loopholes in the turf war rules.
But that's what we're trying to eliminate by having it as a normal private free mode war rule, i.e.
Well, it's not going to be that.
It could be either push it could be wax
it's
first.
Going to be the person that's going to a helicopter on sky limit.
Ralphie, you are the worst one for ever doing that.
What the fuck? I don't even come outside my phone.
Can I please say something?
Like
okay,
can we just vote? Can we just vote on what Rocco presented? Can we vote on what Rocco presented, please?
I don't know what he presented. Can I please say something?
Specify what that's gonna mean before I have to put a vote on that.
He just specified.
This is so lame, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna specify it one time.
So
it means people are gonna do
one final time.
You're gonna invite them to a crew session.
Okay, no, you're speaking for me. So hey, listen. Shh. So we can move on to the next topic, please. The final explanation. Yeah, nice ears, Ralphie. Anyways.
Ain't even talking, pussy.
The final.
Use the shishing for no reason. You shishing the oxygen.
Final explanation will be as follows: if Vetrano were to call Gigante for a turf war, or anybody were to call anybody out on a turf war, you would follow the community rules. Vetrano would not be able to hide behind no wax, or no helicopters, or no rooftops. It would be the exact same rules that we all fight by and that are all fair in games. At the end of the day, if you don't like the rules that are... but what is a whack lobby? Like, what even is a whack lobby?
So a whack lobby is what everybody is doing right now. They make a private game, and every motherfucker can whack every
Hold on, hey, I'm gonna get Edwin in this game. I'll be back.
They didn't move, don't worry. It's been
technically, just so you know, a whack lobby is if it's under 4 from each family, because then if it goes above 4, it's a free mode war. So sure,
exactly.
But anyways, so it would be an arranged private free mode war. So if Vetrano were to call us out, we would agree with the time and a place. We would sit down and say, okay, we're going to fight it this time. The rules are going to be the same rules that we would fight if it was a private free mode war. The only difference is there's an added stake, which is turf, which is, in my opinion, how it should be. And I don't even fucking fight for turf.
Well, can I ask this? Can I
yes,
ask you
go
this?
ahead.
If y'all just sat there, if people just sat here and said you can't get fights outside of turf wars, right? And now, if people are saying that commissions shouldn't be in turf wars, what's the use of all of us?
I never said anything about commissions. I never said that.
What's the use of the Lestessas? What's the use of the Vinciers? What's the use of fucking?
Once again, didn't say that, so I don't know what that has to do with the situation.
Bro,
that's a separate vote for another time. I'm saying
in
a private, and once again, in a private free mode war, and I've been in lots of
talk over everybody, but you do.
I have been in lots of private free mode wars.
Rocco, can you just do the vote, bro? Rocco, can you just do the vote?
It's up to Grotti to do the vote. They have to do it. I don't have the list. I'm not the host of the meeting.
Alright, shut the hell up.
Alright, so Grotti, can you go down the rules? Can you go down the list of people? I meant my fault.
I will go down the list of people, but I need to make sure this is what we're voting on, and I'm gonna say what I have as my topic. Turf war rules will be voted where you can't make your own rules, and it'll be the community rules. Is that what we're voting on?
Yes. Thank you. Very simple. Sounds
ridiculous.
So the community rules is no pecking order. I just want to make sure.
It is a private free mode war. So whatever a private free mode war would entail.
Okay,
so technically no pecking order because it's a private free mode war. Yes.
If I can let me just pull up the private free mode war fucking rules that are on the 2020
Wait, what the
document.
fuck is no pecking order?
So.
Pecking order is actually the wrong. Pecking order is the wrong terminology. What he's saying is like, if I was in a game and people joined on like Don Scally, he'd be able to whack me, but I wouldn't be able to whack him. But if people joined on him, he wouldn't be able to whack them.
Okay, so this is what we're voting on. So if this gets passed as yes, this is what it will be. To start a free mode war, you must have 4 or more members participating in the family. A free mode war can end by either family withdraws from the entire lobby, push out. A free mode working in by either family has 4 or more in their apartments longer than 10 minutes. 4 or more members or all. Sorry, but all of them are in the apartment. So, like, say for instance, you have 4 people inside your apartment. Okay.
Are we just going over every rule?
No, I'm listing off what a private free mode is.
Chill. Let Grotti keep going, dude. Let Grotti keep going.
I just asked a simple question. Fuck up.
Okay, that's nice.
Keep going. Shut up and let him finish.
Let me Can I finish? A free mode war can end by either family has 3 or more exposures. Presented in this document is a disqualification, DQ, okay? This is section D. 3 or more exposures, so 3 DQs, okay? Either family has their highest ranking member assassinated that is outside of their apartment. See assassinations.
Yes.
Okay? E. Either family has all members assassinated. See assassinations. All families attend a sit down and agree on a draw. That is what the free mode war rules are. Okay?
Yes.
Now.
So that would decide your turf.
That would decide your turf war. But let me ask this, right? It's a private free mode war, correct? So does that mean whatever happens in this private free mode war are the public session rules a part of this? Meaning that if I join on the family...
No, it's a private free mode war.
Private free mode war. So anybody can whack anyone.
Once again, I will, the simple term is an arranged free mode war in a private game. So we will follow private free mode war rules.
So anybody can whack anybody.
It is the exact same thing. It is the exact same thing as if Vito were to call me out for a private free mode war right now, just with the added stake of turf. That's it.
Can we vote? Can we please just vote? Rob, Jesus Christ.
It's really not that hard. I get it, but I think it's stupid, bro. Can we just
okay, then you have a chance to vote, and it may not pass, and this all could be for nothing. So let's move to the vote.
Wait, what does it stand as now? What is the shit now?
Could I ask a question?
I don't even want to go over it now because it'll take me 30 minutes to fucking explain.
It's a simple
the
yes or no
standards
question.
now is that what they don't like is that every family that owns turf has a home field advantage, and they can make rules. And if they're an old school team, they could do old school shit. If they're from the mid generation, they could do mid generation. They want to make it one single way for everybody, forced to be able to do something, not making this a community. That's what they're saying.
To reword what he said in a non-biased. To reword what he said in a slightly different tone. Don Scally
that was biased as hell.
Just to reword that. He would like it so that turf wars are decided. So like if I were to call out Scally, he could pick and choose what rules he wanted to use. So for example, he may be able to say, hey, you know what, no exposure, so we can fly insurgents and jets. Or he can say, you know what, Gigante's good on rooftops, I'm going to say no rooftops. Or he could say, no cars, no drive-bys, because that's not fair. It's picking and choosing rules.
That's not, exactly. It's nothing about assassinations. It's nothing about assassination. It's the fact that, like, Aleo put on the rules
let's get the man back in here.
Aleo put on the rules that for the turf war for us, that we can't drive around boats, we can't use helicopters, we have to come outside on foot as soon as our apartment. We have to run to the turf war. Like, come on now, bro. I'm not running all the way across the map to go fight.
That should be not his home field.
That's stupid.
So once again, once again, I want to go. I would really like to get this vote on.
Let's get the man back in. Let's get the man back in.
Yes, Sicario. What possible question do you have?
Okay.
Just vote, please. This is really good.
If this were get it passed, right? Would their commission be able to come if they really wanted?
Yes.
We'll vote on that.
Yes. No, the answer is fucking yes. It's a private free mode war.
Alright, so can we vote, please? Can we just vote?
Let's get the man back in here real quick, man.
Can we
Grotti, if you could please start at the top of the list and go down, please.
Okay,
Thank
so,
you.
Grotti, please start at the top of the list and go down,
Can everybody
please.
hush their fucking mouths and just let me talk, okay? So the first person on my list is Deuce. Now, Deuce said that they're gonna vote through my stream chat because they can't get back in the lobby. Genovese is not here. Gigante.
Yeah, I think that the free mode or turf war should be decided by the rules we vote on, so yes.
Grotti says no. Luke and Nia. Luke and Leah is
They're
not here,
in the game,
correct?
but I can ask them.
Alright, so,
No.
if you can get an answer from them, let me know. Lucian. Lucian here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Here. It's just fucking so much, bro. I'm gonna say no. Fuck you.
Okay. Alright, Retorno.
Yes.
Rubino.
What the fuck?
Oh, I believe
Yeah,
Rubino.
I'm speaking.
You got back in?
I'm not speaking for Spade. I'm speaking for Spade. It's tracks, by the way, and my vote's yes. He voted yes for it. I'm speaking for him.
Okay, Scally.
We need to get him back in here. Looking for his
not
name
in
to
there.
invite him.
No, obviously. You heard the nigga cry.
Okay, so
please move on to the next name.
Yeah. So, Venerio.
No.
Vetrano.
Yes.
Galante.
Yes.
Matthews.
Alright. What's the goddamn question again?
Nigga.
No, but seriously, man, because everybody don't know how to shut up talking over each other, so you can't pay. Like, you listen to 5 fucking people at one time.
So if everybody would just hush and let me, Rocco, hush your mouth, let me fucking talk, because I have the topic. Give me a second. The vote is right now, Turf War rules, you would not be able to make your own rules, and it would be private free mode war as listed on the community document. Okay? Yes or no for Turf War?
Yes.
So basically,
So basically, if you had turf on the turf map and you got called out for a turf war, you would not be able to make your own
community
rules. It'd be basic community rules.
Straight. He's explaining it in a fucked up way.
Let me
If you were to call me, Frank, if you had turf that I fucking wanted, and I called you out, we would fight with the same goddamn rules that we fight in private free mode wars. There's no alterations. You would be able to say no drive-bys or no cars.
Right. I explained it how everybody else is perceiving it.
You explained it in a biased way. You said it in a biased way.
Well, it's not that it's a biased way. It's just how you explain it. Everybody perceives things differently, man.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say it's biased. I would just say I'm
just trying to understand what he's breaking down to me.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is, if you got called to a Freemo war, you fight with basic community rules that we all vote upon, instead of making your own rules. Does that make sense?
Making your own rules is stupid. Who the fuck does that shit?
Okay, so you have to, so you're voting yes then?
Frank, you're voting yes. You want to keep it that if we fight by the fucking community rules that we vote on every day.
You should be fighting by the community fucking rules, not this fucking
Thank
shit
you.
that people
So
are crying about because they have disadvantages and
so
advantages.
his vote is yes.
Rubino's vote is yes.
I already got Rubino.
You're good.
Did anybody get a hold of Luke and Nia?
So sorry, Rocco.
I'll ask him right now, hold on.
Are we gonna continue going down the list? Oh, wait.
Yes. I'm at the
Hold
bottom
on,
of the list.
I'm asking Luke and Nia right now.
Well, whoever keeps stressing me.
Okay, so I'm saying to Envious right now, I'm saying, yo, so... Bro, my head hurts. I can't even fucking, like, type. You guys, like, screamed on your mics the whole game, and it's fucking, like, give me a headache. Hold on, bro. Let me just try and figure out an answer. Let me try and figure out how to, like, say this to him. Yo, so... Would you want to follow by community rules, or
I
make
got you,
your
Deuce,
own
already.
rules
Don't
for
worry
turf
about
wars?
it. I got you. Go ahead. Oh, we're waiting on Envious.
I gotta say something.
Okay, so I just asked him. I'll see if he replies, because he's pretty busy. He's probably out doing something right now. But even if he doesn't reply in the next, like, 10 minutes, which he probably won't...
Yeah, we're about to have people importing in lobbies now. We about to, like... Shit.
Bro, what are you talking about? That's not even allowed either.
Because you can't say no import.
Can you...
Like,
Alright, hold on, yo. Just chill out, bro. Just chill out.
Let,
Okay,
let me,
you don't need to...
Let me ask one question real quick. So, Don Scully was wanting... How was he wanting it? Like, to keep it at private free mode war rules?
No, he wanted it to be...
The fact is, the way this community is altered
Bro,
from the past.
okay, hold on,
no,
bro.
hold on, hold on.
Sicario, there's no
I'll
reason
just
to
ask
talk
a simple
anymore about it.
question.
We voted.
All I do is ask a simple question.
No, I know. No, that's not what I'm saying. Listen.
5 days, bro.
The
Like,
way,
it makes no sense.
I already know it's been, if it gets voted on, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, after this thing gets passed on, if it does get passed, the fact is, about the no imports and shit, the way this community is altered, the way y'all play when it comes to Freemo Wars is so utterly disgusting, because you shouldn't even have to give niggas in other families' accounts to come in the game and fight for you, bro. That's you recruiting. That shouldn't be you, bro. I mean, I can name how many Rabinos with second accounts too. Don't throw.
Well, that means the Dons need to be held under fire.
Don't have second account. Yo, can we just chill? Can we just? Yo, there's no point in bringing that up.
Yeah,
there's no point
first
in
of
bringing
all,
that up.
I asked a question. You ran your mouth and didn't even answer the fucking question.
Go ahead and finish it.
I asked a
didn't
simple
hear you,
question.
Frank. My bad.
What was Scalia's opinion on that shit? He said, well, he wanted private Freemo Wars or people to be able to make up
rules and make it where, like, okay, so for instance, let's just say, like, I'm just gonna use an example. Let's say if me and Rocco had a private Freemo War and I was like, yo, Rocco, you can't sit on top of rooftops because Gigante are good at sniping. That's like basically making an advantage for me to a point where Gigante can't win the game. That's basically what it is.
So you're twisting the Mafia rules, basically. It's not, you're not.
Okay, so
twisting them.
I'm trying to make sure. Well, I'm asking because I'm trying to make sure I got my vote right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's basically they're twisting the Mafia rules into their favor. That's what.
So instead of doing anything like that, you just keep it the same Mafia rules for everyone. So
the same Mafia rules that we all vote on. Yeah.
Now,
exactly.
is that what I
what you voted for? Yeah, you voted for everything that we
grab
voted on.
And now, wait, one question though I want to add. So, let's say I call out Vitrano, okay? I know not Vitrano.
Yeah.
Let's say I want to call out Sicaria for Turf War. Does that mean I can bring in my own commission if I really want to? Because it's not twisting the Mafia rules at all. It's just
I think we're gonna get to that next.
We were gonna vote on that next. We were gonna vote on that next after this.
Yeah.
All right. So, Grotti, what was the outcome?
Did we get a vote from Lucania, or can I just call it?
You never responded to me.
Okay, so 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and paste. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yeses. 1, 2, 3, 4 nos.
Okay, so that means that you need to put into the community rules right now that. Wait, this is also a question. You need to put that in the community rules, but I also have a question. We have a turf war with a layout. Does that mean that the same rules that they made, like the fucked up rules they made, that apply for the same exact war?
Well,
I mean, bro, like,
the way the
my
turf
people
overseers
aren't
have always
gonna
did it, and I'm gonna explain it. The way the turf overseers did it, if it was already set in stone, you would have to follow what is set in stone in the next war you do with them.
Okay. Is there any way I can retract my call out?
I think it should be
has
voided
the war been
completely
approved?
and recall SE.
The war has been approved.
You, actually, we have never had that issue. We have never had that.
Well,
issue
Venerio
with
did it the other day. Venerio did it the other day, and it was fine. So I don't see why there'd be a
their
point.
war and retracted a call out. What?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because they did it with Retorno, I think.
Can I please say something?
Venerio won their war with Retorno because they didn't show up.
I mean, it
Please.
Okay. All right. So can we just void it because they really twisted the rules, bro? Like, let me read you these rules they sent me, bro. It's not fair.
already. It should be
Guys, can I please say something? I've been trying to voice my opinion for 30 minutes.
Go ahead.
Please. Okay. I put notice for this meeting a week ago. People sent me their topics. I put topics together. I had a meeting agenda with time limits on each topic.
I know, but there's some people who want to voice their things.
No, you don't understand. You don't know what I'm about to say. It has nothing to do with what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I put together the topics. I got hit offline, stressed, whatever you want to call it. I lagged at the lobby. I understand I wasn't taking control of the meeting. That's on me. But at the same time, I don't want to be waking people up in my house screaming down my mic. So I want you guys to let me know. Do you want me to run the meeting? If take go host to go, or do you want everyone to the meeting and let it go how it's going? Because if that's the way it's gonna be, okay. If that's the way it's gonna be, then I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm gonna go take a piss. I'm not gonna be involved in this meeting.
No, you can be involved, bro. I'm just saying that we should vote as a community.
I'm leaving, so fuck this shit.
Okay. Well, anyway. Okay. Well, anyway, so what we were gonna vote after this was should people bring their commission into turf wars?
Okay, I had it set up. Okay, so I believe Romello asked that, or I'm sorry, Trax asked that. So I broke it down. Trax asked it. So if we could vote on who Trax asked it originally, that would be nice.
Okay. Hang on. Everybody, if you're in the community server, just pull up that Discord. Just pull it up on your phone right now or whatever. Just read all of that. It pretty much sums everything up regarding commission turf wars. It should cover every little loophole within that new rule. But basically, if you want to use a commission or an alliance,
before we vote on another thing,
that commission or alliance has to.
Because this lobby is lagging as fuck, and the host, but the host left the lobby, and
lagging. If people stop talking over each other, it wouldn't be a problem.
I can barely hear him because he's lagging. How do you tell me what I can hear? He's lagging for me.
Maybe you should leave and join back. Everybody else can hear him.
That's what I did. Yeah, I just leave and join back. That's what I did. It worked for me. It worked for me whenever I came back.
I might just.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Alliance and stuff, right? Like helping each other in turf force.
Yes, alliance and commissions. Alliance, you up turf. You can't be a small crew owning huge, and then getting a big, other crews to help you out. It just should not work that way. If you're a crew,
so
it
basically,
should be a crew for turf,
I got you.
Crew v turf, like in Freeman wise. It should not be crew v 5 other crews. Okay, I'll be back in this log.
Alright, so basically I'm not sure who was talking because the mic wasn't moving on my screen. I'm pretty sure it was Trax. But basically what Trax is basically saying is if you're in a fucking commission with someone, I'm just gonna use this as an example. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but let's just say if Grotti had 5 members and they were inside of, I don't know, Renato with Gigante with like a lot of people. I don't know if Grotti has. I'm just saying as an example. I know you don't have 5 members. But what I'm saying is, so let's say if Grotti, I call out Grotti, and then yeah, and I'm just using you as an example. I'm not saying because I don't want to like offend anybody. But then okay, so let's say if Grotti's in Renato, and I call out Grotti for a turf. That means that if they were like, yo, I want Gigante to come help me, and let's say I only have 10 members, and I want to fight a 5-member family, I'm not in the commission, and Gigante floods the game on me, and they fucking beat us. You know what I mean? That's not fair to anyone. So what Trax is trying to say is, if you bring commission, the commission should also put up turf. And also...
Can I add something? I think his mic put up.
Well, my fault, bro.
I can't hear anything.
Yo, Rob, can I add something real quick?
Can someone
go ahead.
relay?
I don't know my head's just
listen. So what he just said about Gigante, let's say okay, obviously Gigante doesn't have any turf. Okay, so it's the one and you're gonna act the highest rank to end it. So let's say Gigante helps Grotti. Why can't we make it where Gigante can't assassinate the highest rank? If they don't have turf. So if the family help and they can't put a turf up, then we should make it where they can't assassinate the other family.
We're not even that, or maybe we should just not be able to bring commission in.
Voted on though.
I know. But listen, I think the whole point of it is we shouldn't have alliances help in turf wars. It should be family versus family, so it's fair to everyone.
Well, my thing is I'm not saying my opinion matters or anything, but
no, it does.
This whole turf war shit is retarded. Because in 2013, if I wanted your turf and I seen you on it in a public lobby, I whacked you, and if your family couldn't stop it, it was mine. You know, people talk about these oppressors and all this other shit like that. Well, if you subject yourself to fucking some shit like if I want to go whack fucking Rob in a fucking lobby and there's fucking oppressors flying around, and shame on me for being stupid and going out there thinking I was gonna whack this guy and start some shit with some oppressors in the fucking lobby. That's stupid, man.
Precisely.
Like, people need to fucking wise up, man. Like, if I want to whack him on his turf, I need to catch him at a later time when there's not shit flying around in the fucking air. It's common sense.
But like, also to add on what Frank is kind of saying, like, I know what he's coming from, but I don't, Frank, you haven't really been around for what's been happening lately, bro. Like, okay, so they have this thing called, you're chilling, but they have this thing called like the turf map now, right? So basically, Servato and me and a couple other families made it whenever we made the new 5-fam thing to try and make the community a little bit more active, because turf was never really implemented into GTA 5. It was kind of just in people's profiles on 360, etc., and it wasn't really meaning too much behind it. But now we kind of have it more out there.
You're right, it wasn't, but if somebody whacked you on your shit, you gave it up. It was just that simple.
Exactly.
Like, people making this shit way more complex.
The reason why it didn't mean anything is because it's on some meet me after school shit. It's not even like how it was when I came. When I came in the community, it was like how you were talking about. We used to claim La Mesa. If you wanted La Mesa, you catch us in the lobby while we're all sitting there posted on La Mesa. It ain't
and
no
also,
fucking
like, when I was
in
in
the fucking Discord, set some shit up. Let's go do this at 5 o'clock on Wednesday type of bullshit. It wasn't even on that.
See you when I see you shit. You know what I mean?
Like, for example, whenever I was in the Muso with Don Scally, my capo crew claimed a lot of fucking turf because we would go and like spawn rate people for it or whack their dons on it, whatever. But it's not like that anymore. It's in the Discord. It's a picture of it. So now you have to basically
because niggas created whack lobbies.
Right.
I mean,
we need to take this shit back, man.
Once you created whack lobbies, you guys took the whole fucking, you took the whole lobbies away when you did that.
I know, but I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. But like, whenever I was in the Muso, even, we used to fight. Like, I remember I used to get invited to games by Vantino. I used to get invited to games by people like that, etc. And it'd be an invite only, and I'd go join it and be like 10 Vantinos in there, and me and my capo would join, me and Nick would join, whatever, and we'd whack the Vantinos and we'd leave. Either that or it would start a free more. Whack lobbies have been around for a long time.
After you're done.
Whether whack lobbies have been around or not, that don't mean I have to okay it. What I'm saying is fine. You got people that like whack lobby rules, let them have that. That way they have a piece of the community. People who don't want to push out, let them have a piece of the community. That's what we're talking about here. What y'all are doing is wanting to make it only like a whack lobby for everybody, and that's not for a community.
Whoever is the leader of this all Dons meeting or social club, can you accept Mr. Edwin Diogo's request so he can come in the game?
See, if you want to fix the shit, really, you really got to go back to the core of how the shit came about, man. Like, if shit was like this years ago, and people came around and they wanted to bend the shit to their advantage, man, you just got to get rid of that shit, man, and just have it the way it was.
But also, what we were trying to talk about is, should we not be able to bring commission? So it's family versus family. Because I mean, bro, here's the thing. Okay.
It should be family versus family.
The only way the community is going to get better is if people fix their families. It doesn't matter about what people do in this community. You need to fix your families. And Gio said that, and that's the one thing that I will always quote Gio on, because I 100% agreed on it. People need to fix their families. They don't need to fix the community. We fix the community every month, apparently. So fucking fix your families, and everything will be fine.
He also said, I ain't listening to nobody that came after me. And that's a lot of people's problems. Just listen to people that came after them.
But I'm just saying, like, I've been around for a long time too, bro, and I've seen so I think the only like 3 families I've seen in this game, and I'm not going to include Scally because they were basically a Muso, so I know them. They were like legit. They've been around back then, but bro, I mean, like, half the people in this game are like new people I've never even like met before until Xbox One. So I mean, like, everything they do is like completely different than what we did on 360. You have to learn how to adapt to that shit.
At some point, we allowed the community. Like, don't get me wrong. Everything has to adapt. As things grow, things have to adapt. Don't get me wrong. But at some point, I noticed in this community, just being around since the beginning of Xbox or of GTA 5, just from being around that long, I've noticed that there's been a group of people that have came and changed this community of what it was. Not for the better of it, not for the growth of everybody, but they have changed it to the way that they want it to be.
To be honest,
and that's just not cool.
5 family shit started going downhill whenever Dominico when Don
What's
Nico
up, Rocco?
came
Welcome back.
and people started, this was about like a little bit ago. Don Nico came back and
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Chill.
I gotta take care of some business here soon. So can we please try and get through the votes and the rest of everybody's opinions instead of us?
What happened while I wasn't here?
We were basically I was basically trying to bring up a topic. Nothing really, Rocco.
Basically,
nothing.
Alright, nice. Family on family.
Can we talk about the alliance thing like we did, like I was trying to?
Can I just talk real quick, please?
Well, here's the about the turf war and the commission. The real question is, if somebody's having a turf war and you want to bring in a commission, is it commission land or is it just that family's land? That's kind of what it boils down to. If you ask about if the commission can be allowed in or not.
Can I exit the issue, please?
Yeah, go ahead, Rock.
Guys, please understand how I control this meeting. I understand. I just asked what you guys want to do about that. But, you know, after thinking about 30 seconds, I realized that there was an agenda and families brought up topics and families couldn't be here. If you would please just all agree that we can get through the agenda and then we can go forum
but
and
this
you
is
can
something
talk
that
about whatever it is that they want to talk about that's happening
voted
right
on,
now.
and this follows that. This is the same topic.
Okay, I understand that, but that's part of the agenda. That's part of the agenda, and it's broken down, and it's part of the agenda.
Topic.
I would say, bro, just have this, since everyone just talked about this fucking thing, have this get voted, because if we're gonna bring up everything we just talked about in a later time, and we're gonna repeat ourselves, and we're at the ending ready to vote on this, and you're talking about switching.
Okay, but that
can we
seems
just vote on this?
excuse. Yeah, we're gonna vote on this thing after we vote on. Okay, what's the question that's being voted on?
What we're trying to say is, are people allowed to bring their commission to back them up in a turf war?
No.
Okay, so
He's saying a whole
number 7 on the agenda,
and
it's
3 or 4 topics.
But we've already talked about this. We're on the voting stage.
Let me read off the agenda.
What is that?
Okay, cool.
Can you stop talking over these people, please?
Question.
Stop talking over the man.
Topic number 7 on the agenda deals with this. There's 3 parts to topic number 7. If we can read if I can read out each question, and then we can just vote yes or no. If you guys want to discuss, let's just limit the discussion to 2 minutes per person.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, at the end of the discussion, it's going to vote either way, and everyone that can vote is going to get their chance to vote. So if there's anything that needs discussed to speak up, you can discuss it. It's up to the vote, yes or no.
Yeah.
So topic 7. 7A. Should commissions participate in turf wars? It's a yes or no. Does anyone want to come up to the podium and discuss?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll step up. Go ahead.
One
go first.
time.
Alright, okay. Alright, so basically, we can argue either yes or no, right?
Yeah, you can argue, but at the end of the day, it's a yes, no, or abstain vote.
Alright, so this is my point of view, right? So
wait, are only people who could vote doing this, or everybody's doing this?
Anyone can voice their opinion. The minority cannot vote, but the minority still has a voice because votes not be premeditated.
Alright, so can I go? Or
go ahead.
Alright, appreciate it. So this is my point of view for every families that want to be equal and not just want fucking power and their big things on the turf map. Basically, if your turf, right, is on the map and I call you out, we should be the only ones fighting for it. We shouldn't have a third man. And the reason for that is because it's between you and that person only. That's their turf. That's the turf that they gained work to, to put on the map. So if you call them out, it's one-on-one family, you know what I mean? Some families even fucking have the numbers and they strategize who they want to call out. And the fact is, if they strategize and they're like, yo, I can beat this person, but they bring their commission that just want to fucking trump these niggas. For example, there's a lot of families that don't like to work with people. But the fact is, they know they can beat Impuro, and they know they can beat, like, certain families. This is an example. They know they can beat them, right?
Okay.
So they call them out, and they bring a 30-man lobby of their commission. And that's not fair at all for any other family that just likes to work on themselves and wants to follow by the MAFIA rules. I mean, yeah, you can build your family up.
Hold on. Let the man finish. Let the man finish.
Mario finish, bro.
But I'm saying you can argue the fact that you can argue the fact that you can build your family up, but you can build and build and build. But on top of that, it's 3 families. You got to remember that they can build and build and build. So in reality, the time you're building and the time they're building, how the fuck is it fair that one family has to fight 3 families for a turf that doesn't even involve the other 3 families? You heard me? So basically,
become cool with other families. It's not hard, bro.
You could become cool with other.
Let Sicario finish because
I have a question. May I retort to that, Sicario? Okay. So I think, and maybe I'm speaking for me, but a big part of this community always will be politics. Who you're allies with, you're kind of, no offense to you, Sicario, but on your end, you shoot a lot of people. You try to set up a lot of people, so it burns a lot of bridges. Families like Impero, families like Lucione, you know, they like to keep some of their options open and be smart with who their allies are because they know that, you know, they can help them.
But
And that's a part of politics.
Yeah, I understand that, but that doesn't change from the fact, right? If you call out a family, that's their business and your business. That doesn't really involve with the people you're politicking because you're not calling them out. The fact is,
what's the use of having a commission now?
Bro, listen.
It helps you.
Hold on.
Hold on. I'm not done. Listen, because you just brought up a valid point. You brought up a valid point, and I'd like to acknowledge you, bro. Back in the day, where I came from at least, basically what we did is you would only use your commission if they had their commission in the game. You wouldn't just fucking jump one family if they're fighting one family, bro. So, I mean, you brought up a point for me, bro. So, what I'm saying is back in the day with Ralphie, when I was in Ralphie's crews, Ralphie was one of those families that everyone just wanted to fucking trump over. And a lot of people, all the families that I ended up joining was the families that everyone wanted to team up on and fight. So, what I'm saying is, the fact is a commission is only used. You shouldn't have to fucking bring your commission to fight a family. You should bring your commission when another family's bringing their commission to game.
Okay.
That's the only reason the commission is there.
And I should tell you, you shouldn't be a damn snake, and maybe you should have some friends.
I'm not a snake, bro. I'm really not. I set people up that need to be set up.
Guys, hold on.
Sicario, let me add to what
Chill, guys. Let me say something, please. I fucked up when I said that. When I presented this question, I fucked up. So hold on. That was the question. Should commissions participate in turf wars? That's 7A. If 7A gets passed, because 7A is a broad topic, 7B will then be voted on, which is, should commissions being involved in turf wars be a mutual agreement and not decided by the family that has been called out? If that's voted in, if that's a yes vote, 7C will be, and if commissions are involved, should every family have to put up a piece of turf? So if 7A gets voted down, then 7B and 7C are not voted on. Does everybody understand that? I apologize, Sicario, for voicing your
What I'm
argument.
saying basically is, the whole, like, commission idea, right? If you call it a family, bro, it really should be, like, in reality of things, it really should be you and that family. Like, come on now. Like, use your head, bro. Like, you should
Can I speak?
You're saying that because you use a commission to fight one family, bro. Come on now.
It's a commission.
You're just a pussy.
A commission is supposed to... No, it's because you don't have a commission, bro. No one likes you.
Uh-huh.
That's your
Right.
fault, bro. It's
But
not our
here's the
fault.
thing, you have to bring a commission to fight
I agree with what Spade's saying. Yeah, we should be. What the fuck is the point of a commission, nigga?
It's a commission, bro, and they're supposed to be beside you. A commission.
All right, well, check this out then. Let me ask you this. Let's put this in perspective. If let's say I'm in a lobby and Venerio wants to come whack me for my turf, and you know what I'm saying, whatever. If I'm in the lobby chilling with the commission and shit, and we on the turf, but that's just the thing. Y'all using turf wars as call outs now. That's what fucks me up about all this, man. Turf wars are call outs now instead of fucking families and their commissions that they're in, being in lobbies, chilling on their fucking property and shit, and niggas not coming and just popping it off whenever. Y'all gotta call people out for these fucking wars, man. Come on, man.
Basically.
It's just kind of fucking silly, man.
The community's kind of dead right now,
Guys,
Frank. I'm not gonna lie to you.
This is a broad question. Should commission participate in turf wars? It's a broad question. Only if it is voted yes would there then be a vote should commissions being involved in turf wars be a mutual agreement, not decided by the family that's been called out? Meaning,
I agree on that.
if you vote yes, if you vote yes to
It should be a mutual agreement.
that
yeah,
question
maybe.
then comes up. If you vote no to the first question, that means mutual agreements or not.
Can we just move on to the
commission
mutual
will
agreement
not
vote?
be involved in turf wars.
Why don't we just move on to the mutual agreement vote?
Can we just do the mutual agreement
The
vote,
mutual
please?
agreement, right, is like you both have to agree to bring your
That's
commission.
like, okay, so Carly, if I call you out, right? If you
Yeah.
decide to use your commission, then I can use my
Rocky, stop
commission,
typing.
nigga. That's right
But
there,
what if
that's
I
what that
what
is.
if I say I'm not
No,
bringing my
no, that's
commission?
not what it is.
No,
It's
that's
if
not
you
what it
vote
is.
someone
nigga.
out during a
It
turf
means I can
war,
still bring in
you
my
have
commission
to
if I really want to.
specify. You have to
Well,
specify before the turf war starts. They're not
The least important
commission
person
for
is
or
leaving
family
now.
for.
Just update me on your guys' rules.
Oh,
if you guys
did you
passed
hold
it
on?
or
Did you
not.
just say the most important person?
I said the least. Least.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, well.
No,
the
you're
least
important, my
person
guy.
is leaving.
You're important.
So just update me through the chat on what's going on. And before I leave, lastly, I just want to mention is that, you know, hopefully things get passed and that families like Gigante, Dubon, Barzini, I mean, they've been around for a good while, a good minute. New families come and go, obviously.
They just came back.
And they still have the ability to bless, and I'll just leave it at that.
They
So
still have
update
the
me
ability
on
to
the
bless
rules.
if they shut down. How do you still have the ability to bless a family if you shut the fuck down? How does
That's
this
not the
happen?
topic. That's not the topic.
Right.
Somebody would
Right, we got it.
a little,
Somebody said something like that, so I just asked a question.
we can bring it up at the end of the meeting. I'd like to get through the topics. Thank God. Okay.
I'm done with dealing with being community.
What
involved
we're gonna
and
do
just
now
show
is we're gonna
Don's
vote
meetings
on
what it
should
is.
commissions
But,
participate in
yeah,
turf
we're done.
wars.
We're done doing it.
Can somebody else go to the podium? You're giving other people a chance to go to the podium.
Who was just saying they're done with the
one last
community
time.
and shit? Wait, hold on. Who just said that?
That was Grotti.
I'm leaving, I'm retired, I'm out of here.
in the background.
Yo,
Like, let him speak.
alright, so look. Right now, I'm gonna put this out there. Grotti is leaving this lobby. We're done. Like well, all this shit that's been voted on is kind of bullshit. And some of y'all that want to contact me, you want the turf, because we're dropping out of turf overseers as well. And we are not doing anything community-wise. Nobody will get my map, so if you want a new map, make a new map. You're not getting my map. We're dropping out of turf overseers, and we're gifting all our turf away.
Guys,
So
I'll
if
be
you want
retired
turf, hit me up.
Yeah, hold on. Are you dropping?
And then,
I'll be
Why are you
retired
dropping
also.
that?
Be that.
Why?
Alright.
You're basically just